morning on my money shit. Grab my set, hit the streets, I'm on some other shit. My girl out of town, I'm with my other bitch. Hit the mall, blew it all on a bunch of shit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. I hit the bottle by the whole bunch of Louis shit, but I ain't got on a whole bunch of Gucci shit. And then I talk you about my other bitch. She started tripping and I went and got my other bitch. Now I'm turned up in the club on some more shit. I done turned the whole crowd to a mosh pit. Got that bitch flying everywhere. Got people flying everywhere. Now bottles flying everywhere. I woke up this morning on my money shit. Grab my set, hit the streets, I'm on some other shit. My girl out of town, I'm with my other bitch. Hit the mall, blew it all on a bunch of shit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Check out the studio, on my top shit. Big chain, bet you wonder what it costs, bitch. Now go crazy in this motherfucker, straight sick. Now everybody free, Instagram pic. Now everybody straight, cause they not very rich. And move them out the way if they on some hate shit. Lil' Woo, baby, hey, on that bullshit. That young nigga jumping in the bar shit. I woke up this morning on my money shit. Grab my set, hit the streets, I'm on some other shit. My girl out of town, I'm with my other bitch. Hit the mall, blew it all on a bunch of shit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit.
We in the spot, hand me the key to the drop. Get okay, mommy. She know I beat up the box. Pull up, got me here throwing my hood up. Smoking this dope, I feel like I'm Dutters. We in the spot, hand me the key to the drop. Get okay, mommy. She know I beat up the box. Pull up, got me here throwing my hood up. Smoking this dope, I feel like I'm Dutters. Left, take a look at my bitch. Service, shiny, bitch, look at my wrist. Galo, gay, I ain't new to this shit. They do the dance, but they don't do it like this. Ayo, bitch, suck my dick. My niggas up, y'all ain't up like this. Had to lift up my wrist. I never tuck my shit. Lil' mama love that shit. Everything shell off. I'm slamming these yards, I'm getting these BOA Chevys and Wells off. Yeah, I do it, I'm well off. She gotta tell you that count. That mean to sell off. We in the spot, hand me the key to the trap. Get okay, mommy. She know I beat up the box. Pull up, got me here throwing my hood up. Smoking this dope, I feel like I'm Dutters. Ayo, bitch, suck my dick. My niggas up, y'all ain't up like this. Galo, gay, I ain't new to this shit. They do the dance, but they don't do it like this.
Little phone, spinning, shorty, different, and she keep throwing positions. She ain't showing no resistance. Big drip, dripping, fast car, dipping, skirting, drifting. I had to push it to the limit.
She been on me for a minute. When I'm in it to win it. Fabi, giving.
Welcome everybody to the Rick T Podcast, episode 33. I am your host, Eric Holmes, as always, along with my good friends, Jello Rex Road and Tony K. Boys, how you boys doing, man?
Good up yourself.
I'm very well, bro. I'm very well. I'm excited for today. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Let's get to it.
Bet. For everyone, I'm just going to say this to get it out early just in case some shit happens. Tony has a tooth problem, so don't fuck with his fucking the way he's talking and shit right now. He has a really fucked up tooth that he's getting fixed this week. So leave the man be. Leave the man be. But man, let's get right into it. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Ritty Podcast, episode 33. We would never have made it this far without you guys. So thank you guys for all your guys' support. Today's a big day, episode 33. We're coming up on our 40th episode, which I have to do the 40-yard dash. Today is a really special day that we have Oregon Ducks tight end number 18, Spencer Webb, on for an interview in hour 2. And we're going to be talking about some really interesting stuff here. So definitely go over to all of our social medias, follow us, follow and subscribe to us on YouTube and Twitch. Go follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and stay updated with all the Ritty Podcast stuff. So let's get right into it, fellas. First of all, oh my gosh. There we go. Rest in peace, Vincent Jackson, man. Born in 1983, died last week, 2021. It's tragic, man, because if everyone knows Vincent Jackson, man, he was a legend. Let me go ahead and play this. You guys enjoy this. We'll be right back.
The death of former Tampa Bay Buccaneers player Vincent Jackson. The sheriff's office says the 38-year-old was found dead today at the Homewood Suites on Palm River Road in Brandon. Hotel staff say he checked. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneers player Vincent Jackson has been found dead at a hotel in Brandon. It's still really early in this investigation, so let's
come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon? Yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. How do I breathe without you? I'm feeling so cold. I'll be waiting right here for you till the day you're home. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. So let the light guide.
Yeah, man, Vincent Jackson passing was really tragic for a lot of people. Sorry I had to get so soft here for a second. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers said, "We are shocked and saddened to hear the terrible news regarding the loss of Vincent Jackson. During his 5 seasons with our franchise, Vincent was a semi-professional who took a great deal of pride in his performance and on and off the field. Vincent was dedicated father, husband, businessman, and philanthropist." Sorry about that. That word's fucking tough. Who made a deep impact on our community through unyielding advocacy. You guys can read it. I'm not reading it no more because I keep fucking up my words. I'm not gonna keep embarrassing myself here. But Jello, Tony, do you guys have any personal references from Vincent Jackson, him being from Colorado and stuff like that? How do you guys feel?
You're muted, Doug.
I mean, so overall, I mean, it's crazy, but it's an unfortunate fact where everything with your brain and getting hit like this, what happened to it. So I mean, it sucks. He was an amazing player and he was a great player watching growing up. And it just sucks. So hopefully they can keep working on this. I know his brain got donated. If they can keep working on that, amazing man, amazing person in general. Sad that he's gone.
Yeah, man. What about you, Tony? Can you hear me? You said I was muted.
I can't hear Eric.
Let me try to leave and come back. Give me 1 second.
I kind of know what he's. I kind of know what he's saying though. Yeah, it's definitely sad. But it comes in threes, man. And lately, a lot of celebrities and stuff have been dying off, and he just happened to be part of that, and it's sad because he's, in our realm of stuff, so we take it a little bit more seriously.
Absolutely.
But yeah, rest in peace to a Colorado Springs legend.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me now, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck was going on with it. But yeah, rest in peace to a Colorado Springs legend. He actually went to my junior high. When I went to Sproul Junior High, all of his records, track, football, all that shit was on the wall. So I used to just look up to it and be like, man, I want to beat that. I want to beat that. And then this kid named Kyrie Goodwin ahead of me, he was a year ahead of me, beat all of his records. Like, just toss them like they were nothing. And I was like, okay, like that's the way this is going to be. And then I go to Mesa Ridge. He went to Whitefield, the rival schools. My mom went to Whitefield. It's Fade's dad went to Whitefield. Little J Six's mom went to Whitefield. A lot of people down here in the Springs went to Whitefield in the older generation, and I actually know a couple of people who watched the show who went to Whitefield. And he has all the records up there too. Again, Kyrie went up there, shattered them. You know what I mean? Like he treated those records like they were nothing, but still, those records mean a lot to a lot of people. It made me start looking up to him and a lot of other NFL players who play ball from Colorado Springs and stuff like that. And he was definitely at the pinnacle of all of them. You know what I mean? So it sucks to see him pass away the way he did, the way they found him. And like you said, Jello, they are donating his brain for research. Vincent Jackson's family said they are donating his brain for CTE research, which is actually really good. I like that idea a lot. I feel like every NFL player should low-key have to sign a contract with that situation. You know what I mean? Because every player is taking hits every play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's sad. We actually have a friend named Jason Tafoya. We went to school in high school with him. He's our age and stuff like that. That's his brother or stepbrother, I believe. So that sucks for him. I definitely reached out to him, made sure he was all good like that. But yeah, man, rest in peace to a Colorado Springs legend, Vincent Jackson, man. It's definitely sad as hell to see that kind of stuff, especially people you might have a little bit of a personal connection and stuff with. So rest in peace to a Colorado Springs legend, Vincent Jackson. But let's move on. Welcome to Indianapolis, Carson fucking Wentz, man. And I'm really excited for this one. So check this one out, bro. Just a couple NFL players reacting to Carson Wentz getting traded. A lot of people knew that he was going to Indianapolis. Me personally, I thought maybe he would fit better in Chicago, but that's not the way the NFL works, man. You know what I mean? He didn't really get a say, or maybe he did get a say, and maybe that's the place he chose is Indianapolis. So congratulations, Carson Wentz, for getting traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Jello, how are you feeling on that trade?
I mean, it's not bad that you get the third round pick, and then you get the second round that could easily become a first round. All he has to do is play 75% of his snaps, or play at least 60% and make it to the playoffs. So, the Eagles made out well. I mean, people said they really didn't, but when you look at it, let's say Indianapolis drops off, for example. Wentz plays 75%, they drop off. You get that, top 5 pick, for example. So. And the Eagles didn't need him. They didn't want him. So we'll see what he can do with a real offensive line and real receivers. So, let's see what he's really made of.
I completely agree on that. Big Blue Jay 92 said, get his confidence back and he'll be good. I agree with that. I think he's a decent quarterback when he's confident. But when he's not confident, he's one of the worst in the league, which is a hit or miss. Tony, how are you feeling about Carson Wentz being traded to the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, first of all, I thought it was pretty cool that his old teammates and his new teammates are all welcoming the situation with open arms, whether it be him leaving the team or coming to the team. That's pretty cool. You don't see that a lot. I mean, I know a lot of Eagles fans that I know personally are happy for him. They want nothing for him, nothing but the best for him. So that's gonna be a good situation. I think him reuniting with his old coach is also going to be a huge factor. I'm excited to see what he does, and who knows, that might be a sleeper pick in fantasy this year.
I completely agree, especially with the team around him. I like it. I like that team around him. That team is a championship team. All they needed was someone to, maybe lead him. And like Jason said, and like you guys said, he gets his confidence back. That's a leader. Carson Wentz is a really good leader when he's confident. So I actually like him fitting in that Indianapolis Colts team. One thing I want to ask you guys is with the whole teammates congratulating him and saying like you will always be boys, even though you're in Indianapolis and stuff like that. There was rumors a little bit ago when he was sitting on the bench and he was requesting a trade rumor that he was a bad teammate. And, that video kind of shows that it's complete opposite, that maybe he was a really good teammate, a really good person behind closed doors. What do you guys think on that? Do you guys think he was probably a pretty good teammate and just in a rough situation, or what do you think?
Yeah. It also goes back to the media spreading things, making things out to be worse than they actually are. And I say that as we are the media. So, but we don't try to spread rumors like that. We do mention stuff, but we always let people know that they're rumors beforehand.
Yeah.
I know that there's a little bit of evidence behind that, but I mean, they're frustrated in the time. They're having a terrible season. Things aren't going their way. There's some quarterback drama. So they're just words in a heated time. And I think now everybody's really showing their true feelings towards them. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Jello, how do you feel on it?
So, I mean, overall, when you look at it, he might have been better to some people than others, but from what he started with this whole Jalen Hurts thing, I mean, I still consider him a bad teammate. That might sound bad on my part, but the fact that he's not starting now because he couldn't keep up, he made a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. It's not all his fault, but he did make a lot of mistakes. So they put Hurts in to play him, and as soon as they do that, you request a trade because you're not the big man on campus. That's not a good teammate all around. You support him. Look at Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They bounced back and forth all year, and they supported each other the whole time, and they could win. And the Eagles, as soon as Wentz isn't the one starting, he wants out. I still don't like that one. I mean, you're still in the NFL. You're still getting the chance to play. Just prove it. Just work harder, get better, and he would have kept starting at that point. So I mean, we'll see how it goes in Indy now that he really doesn't have any competition outside of Jacob Eason and Jacoby Brissett. But we'll just see how this year progresses.
And Jacoby Brissett's a free agent, so he might be elsewhere, knowing that Carson Wentz is there. You know what I mean? He's probably like, fuck this. I'm not in another competition. I'm done.
He's third.
So another rumor that I heard, sorry to interrupt you, Jello, was if Jacoby Brissett does decide to leave, I hear that Denver is a landing spot for him. Now, that is a rumor. That is something that I've seen, I think, twice. So I don't like it. Jello, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, that's not going to happen whatsoever. We still have 3-4 quarterbacks right now. And even the only reason Locke is going to be gone is if we trade him. And it's not going to be for Brissett. And he's a free agent, so that wouldn't happen. And I still think Watson. And a lot of people are saying, well, I don't want him there. I want him here. Well, the Broncos have exactly what they want to give up. We drafted well when it comes to receivers and everything like that. So Brissett is going to end up somewhere like...
I would love him in Dallas.
The Patriots, for example.
Ooh, I could see that.
Everyone says Dalton is leaving, but Dalton did enough for the Cowboys where I think they re-signed him. But I think he could go back to the Patriots, as well as Jimmy Garoppolo, for example, in that New England, New York Jets kind of thing. So it's that whole situation. We won't know till it happens, but I mean, I have a feeling that's
And you saying that literally brings back the situation like New England shouldn't have gave up those backup quarterbacks in the first place. They had Tom Brady or Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo all at the same time. And they're like, we know these backups are starters somewhere. Let's shuffle them out. They got a couple teams to bite on them. A couple teams were like, these dudes are potential starters, but let's see what else we can find. And now New England's sitting there, no quarterback, diddling their fingers, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. One more thing I have about Carson Wentz, and this is allegedly, I believe. Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson didn't speak for 8 weeks, bro. 8 weeks. And, the season's 16, 17 weeks. So that's half the year that they did not talk. You know what I mean? They didn't make playoffs. So that's literally half the year that they didn't talk. Which brings me back to the good teammate situation. I feel like a good teammate would probably talk to their coach, especially as a quarterback backup or starter. Jello, how do you feel on that whole situation?
I mean, it's not really surprising. I mean, there's probably bad blood, but at that point, that's your head coach. So maybe that's why more mistakes were made because Wentz tried to do his own thing. Who knows? We really don't know because we're not on the inside, but for all we know, that's speculation as well. But if they didn't, that's a situation you never see, and that's definitely not a good one for sure. So, I mean, it's insane. But it's Wentz, it's Doug Peterson. We've seen crazier stuff in the past, so anything's possible.
I completely agree, and I think it's funny to see how that situation pops up. Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz didn't talk for 8 weeks. The Eagles said, fuck that. Get them both out of here. I'm done. Fire Doug Peterson. Trade Carson Wentz. That is some childish-ass drama. Bye-bye. And now both of them are off to their separate ways. Neither of them are on the Philadelphia Eagles organization anymore. Tody, how do you feel on that? Do you think he's a decent teammate? Do you feel that's a quarterback thing to not talk to your coach for 8 weeks?
No, it's childish. It's just unwanted drama. You're supposed to be grown-ass professionals. You guys are grown-ass men getting paid millions of dollars to do what you do. You talk like men, you figure it out. You know what I mean? You don't bitch back and forth like Eric and I do when we get in our pity-ass arguments.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it comes down to a point where during that 8 weeks, probably around week 1, y'all should have been like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a minute. What's going on? Can we communicate about something? So,
I agree. I'm not even going to put this whole thing on Carson Wentz. It's got to be on Doug Peterson, too. As a head coach and a starting quarterback, you both got to just fucking pull your fucking pants up, put your belts on, and go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your fucking thing, bro. You guys get paid millions to fucking have inside drama. Like, are you serious? And that's why Philly is Philly. You know what I mean? But, hey, I can't even talk. I'm a Dallas fan. But let's talk about something a little more interesting. The Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. I know we were just talking about quarterbacks, fellas, but let's talk about this quarterback in particular. I know you guys are Denver fans. Denver has a real chance at getting him. But I'm interested in seeing something maybe a little bit like that.
No.
Or maybe something a little bit like that. You know, maybe, or something like this.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
and this is the biggest thing. Something like this. You know what I mean? But potentially,
they're dumb for giving up C-Mac.
And I think this is potentially the biggest place he's probably going to land is Denver. But let's talk about the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. He could go anywhere. I didn't even put a Raiders uniform in there because I do not see him going to the Raiders. But before we get started on that, the Panthers are clearing up cap space to make a strong run for Deshaun Watson. That being said, I see 2 runners up. I don't see the 49ers really having a chance without trading Jimmy Garoppolo and half their team away, which half their team is hurt. So I don't see that happening. Denver has the right pieces and the right draft picks to get him.
And his old teammates.
But with this happening, the Panthers clean up cap space, I really see him fitting well in that roster. Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
No, hang on. Christian McCaffrey
they're not
would be
giving up
part
Christian
of that
McCaffrey.
trade.
There's no way.
They have nobody else to trade for him. You can't
They have no
that
defensive
trade.
players.
If they gave up Christian McCaffrey, they would have to they wouldn't give up a draft pick.
They would have to get rid of Christian McCaffrey to make that happen. They would have to.
They have nobody else that can equal out, especially on defense. They have nobody on defense that can even out this trade. And they're not willing to give up picks like the Broncos are, for example.
Man, I'm listening to Denver fans here. You guys aren't inside that room.
Okay, but look at this.
You don't know where I was.
Those odds keep. We have better odds than Houston does right now for getting Watson, and this is why. Not
Well,
only
I feel like fucking Dallas has better odds than Houston for getting Watson right now.
No. So it's Broncos are plus 100, Houston's plus 300. That's 1 and 2. But the big thing here, so outside of being a Denver fan, we have players that he used to play with. It's a team he said he would be happy to play on. We have the offense that he needs. We have a good line overall. We have amazing receivers, tight ends, and backs who can catch the ball as well.
I agree.
We have the picks to give up. We have the 9th pick this year.
I agree.
Picks to give up, and then we have defensive
got the
players.
8th.
We're basically just giving them Vaughn. They can have Vaughn.
That's basically what would happen.
Alexander Johnson, probably 4 picks, and Drew Lock, and maybe Deshaun Hamilton. I know that sounds like a lot, but we've already drafted well, and those aren't going to all be first-rounders whatsoever. But we drafted well. All we need is a quarterback to finish what we started. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad. They said this could be Watson's trade will be the biggest one in history. So,
Big Blue Jay, can I get my statistical analysis in here? I need to know if the Panthers traded for Deshaun Watson, would Christian McCaffrey be a part of that? I don't think they would, but these guys really think it would be. So I'm just going to go to Jason with that one. Jason, let me know if that's facts. I don't think that's logical. I don't think that's awesome.
I don't understand who else they have to give up for him.
I truly don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just see that being a place where he fits well. If Christian McCaffrey stays, if they trade Christian McCaffrey, there was no fucking point in that. You know what I mean? You're wasting the rest of Christian McCaffrey's career. That's fucked up.
Exactly. So I don't understand why they're even in the talks right now. They can clear up all the cap space they want, but if they're not willing to part ways with Christian McCaffrey, you're not going to get Deshaun Watson.
See, and like Little J6 said, Curtis Samuel, Teddy Bridgewater, and some draft picks. I don't necessarily think that's an even trade, but I see it being more that route. I don't see it being a heavy hitter for a heavy hitter. I see it being a bunch of light hitters that add up to a heavy hitter. You know what I mean?
Okay, so who else would he be able to pass to?
What do you mean?
He has Christian McCaffrey. That's it. If he gets rid of Samuel.
DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson's a bust.
No, dude, those were both receivers that went over 1,000 yards this year. Put some respect.
DJ Moore, I'll give it to you.
Robbie Anderson honestly played better this year.
We still have to remember here that Watson controls this. If they try to trade him there and he says no, he does not go there. And I don't think I get he went to Clemson, and that area could be.
I didn't even think of that. Oh,
but I know this is why the Panthers popped up, is him going to Clemson at that point. But he gets to choose. If they trade him, the Panthers could be like, we'll give you Bridgewater, McCaffrey, our head coach, some dude that cleans the toilets at this point. And if he doesn't want to go there, all he has to do is say no. And he doesn't go. So that we still have to include that in this. So if the Texans do decide to trade them, which I don't think they're stupid enough not to at this point, because if they don't, they have no quarterback and no pick to get a quarterback. So yes, he will be traded at some point, in my opinion. But Watson controls his own destiny with that trade. So that's going to be the big part of all this too. It doesn't matter what team's willing to give up what. It's where Watson wants to go. So
let's get final answers here. I'm pretty sure I know your guys' answers, but let's get final answers here. Jello, where's Deshaun Watson going?
So I'll give you 2. Number 1 is definitely the Broncos. And number 2 is Houston's dumb enough to not trade him, and he stays with the Texans. If they do trade him, I don't think he's going anywhere but the Broncos.
Tony, what about you?
Broncos, short and simple.
Broncos, short and simple. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the Panthers. I like that fit a lot. And I didn't even think about the whole Clemson thing, man. I did not even think about the whole Clemson thing. But let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about a little bit of what teams who will improve the most in 2021 agree or disagree, fellas. So let me go ahead and put this on the screen for you, fellas. Teams who will improve the most in 2021. First off, they said Dallas Cowboys, and this is all according to the Pick Six podcast. Shout out Pick Six podcast. Thank you for the insights. They said the Dallas Cowboys, a healthy Dak Prescott makes the difference. the Cowboys offense scored 30-plus points in 4 of their first 5 games with Dak. The rest of the season without him, they scored 20-plus points 4 times. He's a top 5 quarterback in football, and that would be good enough to at least lead them to an 8-8, even with the bottom 10 defense and poor coaching. This is without factoring their weak division games. Next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers may have finally found a respectable head coach in Brayton Stanley. His defensive play calling was a big part of turning the Rams into the best defense in football. With Joey Bosa and a hopefully healthy Derwin James and many other young talent, the Chargers defense should be one of the best defenses in football. They also have a pretty decent quarterback who just broke every rookie record and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just go Ducks. The Los Angeles Rams. They said you wouldn't expect a team that reached the divisional round of the playoffs to be here, but that's how poor Jared Goff had played the last season. McVay was so frustrated with Jared Goff, he benched him for a guy who was a backup quarterback on the Arizona Hotshots, an AAF team that folded after 3 months due to their graphics department sending all of their money. Pairing Stafford with the top 5 defense is a combination for a 13-14 win team, they said. Wow. And last but not least, they have the Jacksonville Jaguars, assuming they take Trevor Lawrence. Yes, it's pretty lame to put a team on here that won one single game in 2020, but I guarantee they win 6+ games in 2021. Trevor Lawrence makes much of a difference and will have a large of an impact. We're talking about generational talent at quarterback. Pair this with the fact that Houston is going to have to move on from Deshaun Watson and will be one of the worst teams in football. Jacksonville will double their 2020 win total from playing one team alone. So, fellas, that being said, do you guys agree or disagree with that?
So I can definitely agree for real. The Jaguars definitely have the most to improve this year. They still have no defense, so I guess we'll see how the draft goes. I get they have Lawrence, they have Robinson, they'll have DJ Chark. But outside of that, I still don't see them being the greatest team out there, especially even with Urban Meyer. We've already seen mistakes been made by him in the hiring of coaches. That's not a good time to start it off. So they have the most to improve, but they have the longest road ahead of them to do so. The Cowboys definitely do. They have that upside, and it just goes to show that Dak is that team at this point. It really, you could have questioned it up until last year, but now, I mean, they're probably going to tag him for the final time and keep him. And what was it, $31 million he'll make or whatever? I don't know how the contract negotiations are going, but they still got to work on their run game overall. They got to work on receivers catching balls. They have to work on their defense. Same with these other teams as well. Broncos have a lot to prove as well. So Broncos is another team that can definitely improve this year. There's a bunch of teams that can. But I think the Cowboys will be the most improved, and the Jaguars will have the most to improve this year as well.
Thank you for agreeing that the Cowboys will at least be most improved, bro. We were a really bad fucking team, so anything better than last year, I am okay with 100%. Before we get on here, I do want to read this. Statistical analysis, Big Blue J, a.k.a. Jason Zegan. Christian McCaffrey will not be traded with or without Watson. Then my pops popped in and said the Broncos don't have anything to give Houston. They need every pick and player next year if the Broncos want to win. Why don't they trade up in the draft and get a quarterback instead of giving the house for Watson, which I could see happening. But nowadays it's tough because they only give quarterbacks like a half a year to get fucking right. You know what I mean? We need to stop drafting QBs.
Honestly,
you said I agree, Coach E. But on to you, Tony. Do you agree with the most improved teams this year that they said with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Dallas Cowboys? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. And yeah, those are all good takes. Obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be better than fucking one win.
Yeah,
like which we're not supposed to cuss on this episode, but
like they said, they'll double their win total with just playing Houston alone. Exactly.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely a great take. I love that they talked about the Dallas Cowboys a little bit and how Dak Prescott healthy is a winning Dallas Cowboys team that could at least bring us to 8-8, which I agree. They said we had bad coaching. All of our coaching got switched up this year except our head coach, Mike McCarthy. So I think with a healthy Dak Prescott, it's going to be a thing. But that's if Dak Prescott gets a contract. I don't know if he's going to want to play under that franchise tag again. It'll be rough. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, they are looking bright. You know what I mean? If they can learn to finish, if that defense can learn to finish and stay healthy with Joey Bosa and Derwin James, like they said, that team is going to be nasty. That offense is low-key unstoppable. They're low-key Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs-esque. You know what I mean? They play a lot like the Kansas City Chiefs, really fast, a lot of deep balls. They have weapons. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do next year. Los Angeles Rams, they got Matt Stafford now. I'm excited to see how that goes. So I think that'll just be kind of an experiment. But I think that experiment could turn out really well. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't necessarily think they'll be a great team. Even with Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer, like you said, Jello, Urban Meyer's already making a couple mistakes. I don't know if he's going to be a great NFL head coach this year. I think it might take him a couple years to get adjusted to the whole thing. He's a great coach, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think he's going to be, Mike Tomlin his first year. You know what I mean? He's not going to have that team 11-0 and shit like that. It's just not going to happen. Yes, they will probably win 2 games just from playing Houston alone. That's if Deshaun Watson gets traded or sits out. If Deshaun Watson just fucking takes a dump and decides he wants to play, then, it might be dangerous. But that's not going to happen, and I think we all know that. But let's get into this next topic. Boom. Ranking the 2021 running back free agents. And this is according to Patrick Walker of the ESPN CBS Sports. At 1, he has Aaron Jones. At 2, he has Kenyon Drake. At 3, he has Leonard Fournette. At 4, he has Chris Carson. At 5, he has Todd Gurley. At 6, he has James Conner. 7, Marlon Mack. 8, Mark Ingram. 9, Adrian Peterson. And 10, Frank Gore. So my question to you guys is, do you guys agree with this? Do you guys agree with this? And where do you guys think they will land, to be honest?
Oh, you go ahead, Tony.
Okay. The fact that sorry, Tony, I wouldn't mind him on the Dolphins, but I don't want to see him. Yeah, I get it. Just let me have it, E-Dub. Just let me have it. I just want to dream. I have a dream. Okay, James Conner, I think's got to get released. Their running game is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Marlon Mack, I think I see staying with Indianapolis.
Really? With all the running backs they have and the way they ran the ball this year, with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines, and the way that they have a good running back core without him. And I like Marlon Mack though.
Well, I just don't see him going anywhere else.
He'd be a great third down back somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe not. I can't believe Frank Gore is still gonna continue going.
I was just about to say, I can't believe they have him ranked in here. Like, even 10. I don't know why the fuck they have him ranked 10. Like, there's got to be one other running back who's at least 30 years younger than him.
30 years? Calm down.
I'm just exaggerating it.
I don't really know, man. I haven't been following up with the running backs lately. Definitely, I want to hear Jello's take, because Jello will give me some insight.
Yeah, Jello, what do you think?
Yeah, so on here, I only see 3, maybe 4 running backs staying where they're at. Kenyon Drake will most likely stay with the Cardinals. Fournette will stay.
Good
Chris
take.
Carson will most likely stay.
Ooh.
And Todd Gurley, he went to Georgia. He wants to be in Atlanta. He's going to stay with the Falcons. They're not letting him go. Aaron Jones, they already talked about it. They did an interview with him, and he kind of incited to being traded. And where does he want to go? Everyone's saying Miami. Everyone's saying he will end up in Miami because they just drafted A.J. Dillon this last year in Green Bay. They have Jamal Williams out of the same class. Jamal can compete as much as Jones with the snaps he takes for less money. So you got to remember, the Packers could have a little insight on this as well, but I think Aaron Jones ends up in Miami. They need a running back. I think they can get him for a decent price overall. So that's a big one for me, is I think Aaron Jones to the Dolphins. Next one, James Conner. I don't know where he's going to end up. I'm thinking maybe Detroit. Kerryon Johnson really hasn't added up. They do have DeAndre Swift out of last year's draft. I think Conner's going to end up there. Marlon Mack is definitely gone. Mack is out of Indy. They got Hines. They have Jonathan Taylor, once again, another big running back out of last year's class. They do not want Marlon Mack, especially off of this injury. So I don't know where he's going to end up, but he is definitely going to be a backup for sure. So And then we got Mark Ingram. I know Jay just said he's back to the Saints. I don't think so. I think Ingram's going to end up somewhere like Atlanta, for example. A little back and forth with Todd Gurley down there. I really see that being a possibility. So it's close enough, but it's not the big easy. Adrian Peterson, we already know, man wants a ring. He wants to go to the Bucs. So we'll see what they do there. LaShawn McCoy is now retired. They have an open spot. Why not take Adrian Peterson on a veteran's minimum at that point? So, and Peterson wants to go there. We all know that already. And then we got Frank Gore. In all honesty, I believe he's going to retire. I think he's going to try to play, but in the end, he's going to retire. And if he happens to play, I think he will end up on the Raiders just as that touchdown back, basically.
So fucking Josh Jones or Josh Jacobs doesn't just keep busting his ass up.
Well, so you have Jacobs, you do have Devontae Booker, but if you can get someone like Gore on those touchdown plays where you could just one and done and get it in the end zone, why not? He's going to be cheap, so I think that's a good pickup for the Raiders overall. He's not that big. Not like the Jets were using him 30, 40, 50 snaps a game, but just put him in on first down, like first and goal, and just let him ride.
Yeah, Big Blue J 92 says Bucks acting like a Make-A-Wish Foundation. For real, like how much fucking money do they have?
No, but if you take them all on minimums, Fournette signed a very small contract. Peterson definitely signed. It's all these guys who don't care how much money they make and they just want a ring. So
my thing is like I ride Tampa Bay. You all know that was the team I chose at the beginning of playoffs to go really far. I don't think they're going to win another ring next year. I think they might be back in playoffs and make a run for it. But, dude, it's hard as hell to win a ring. Every NFL player knows how hard it is to go back-to-back. I think the last time it happened was, 2009 with the New England Patriots or something like that. It's hard. It's been over 10 years. If it was so easy, there would be a lot of teams that do it.
So, in my opinion, if the Saints make some great offseason moves here, they will take over that division. 100%. They will lead the division. They'll finish in first next year in that division.
I agree.
And the season's over. I don't have to ride with the Saints anymore. I don't have to follow my word that I had with Jay, where I was picking the Saints over everybody but the Chiefs and the Steelers. But I mean, Big Blue Jay hit it right on the head. They are acting like a Make-A-Wish Foundation, taking in all these players just to go get them another ring, but they're going to go there and not get a ring. So what? You're out in Florida. It's hot. You don't got a ring. It's all screwed. So
yeah, bro, it's intense. And like Big Blue Jay also said, and Jay Money Time said, please, Mr. Goodell, can I go play with Brady, Mr. Brady? That's for real how they be, bro. They'll go on, they will literally be wearing, Adrian Peterson, he'll literally be wearing a Lions shirt doing an interview. And he's like, man, I would love to win a ring with Tom Brady in Tampa. Yep. What the hell are you doing? You're doing that shit, publicly so they can't say nothing to you. It's too late to say anything because you did it. You did it publicly. It's out there already. So it's a lot of these players are doing that too, but also Big Blue J 92 said they're not taking no more minimum after winning that ring. And that's included for people who were there. You know what I mean? I don't see Shaq Barrett taking that same contract. He's going to chase a bag. They're going to have to sign Levante David and Chris Godwin to a good contract. You know what I mean? To keep them. And I heard Gronk possibly to Miami. There's really big rumors that Gronk he was only on a 1-year contract, so he could re-sign for a short deal like we're talking about. He has a really tall top-end penthouse in downtown Miami. He was in Miami with one of his New England buddies who's in free agency also. And I've been hearing a lot of rumors that he's never been a free agent. You know what I mean? From all the seasons that he's played, he's never potentially been able to go out there and test the market, see what kind of money he can get, and go and pick where he wants to go. And Miami is an up-and-coming team who is potentially in the market for a quarterback, who is potentially in the market for a tight end. And if he has a penthouse and all that already in Miami, why not test the free agent market and go play with a team maybe in your old division, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's been a really big deal too. So I don't know, bro. It'll be intense. Big Blue Jay said Gronk won't play without Brady. I think he might. I think he may.
No way.
No way. They
No
literally
way.
do a show like 4 times a week with each other. They're
Yeah, but he's not a bitch. He's not like a girl.
Yeah, but look at last time. There was the thought of playing without Brady. He retired. He only came back because Brady went to Tampa Bay and he was able to get there. He will not play without Brady. That's to him. He played his whole career with him. So what could hurt it more than not playing with him? That could tarnish his career. And we all know Gronk's very about himself and what he does. So if it affects him negatively, he's not going to do it. And if he leaves Brady, it will. That's a big one there, though.
I completely agree. Big Blue Jay said the only reason he'll come back is to play with Tom. Man, it's intense. I don't think he'll retire. He had a great Super Bowl. He had a great season. But it'll be intense. Big Blue Jay says
the season was subpar.
It got greater about playoff time.
Yeah, they
Playoff
brought
time
him in.
when he started to really kick it in.
Yeah, they brought him in to initially block. He told everybody that I'm just here to block.
Tell me he didn't do a great job at that this year, though. He
did a fantastic job.
Top tier blocking tight end in the league, easily.
But he went and was in the WWE for a little bit, so that comes from that. You know what I mean?
That's true. J Money Time said Jello spitting fire. Jello spitting hot fire. Man, Jello's eating hot shit this morning. You guys are cracked. I'm just playing.
Bro, do not diss another host like that.
I'm just bullshitting. I said I'm just bullshitting. Jello is spitting facts this morning. He's got a statistical book next to him today. But let's talk about one more topic before we get into hour 2. In hour 2, we will be talking to Oregon Ducks tight end number 18, Spencer Webb. He will be on shortly. But before we get to that point, let's talk about one more thing. And I wanted to get you guys' take on this. LBJ in the NFL, LeBron James, he said in 2011 when he got his tryout, he got a tryout offer during the lockout, NBA lockout. He got a tryout offer from the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. And he did not show up because he said, I would have made the team and I wasn't sure if I wanted to make that transition to the NFL. Do you guys think he would have made the team and maybe had a potentially long career in the NFL or not?
All right. So big thing here. Yes, he might have made it. Look at his size. That's appealing. And he's very athletic. He played football before. But we got to remember this nowadays. So I get this was 10 years ago, but what happens when LeBron gets touched? He freaks out. So how would he take getting hit in the NFL? This ain't playing in high school. You're getting hit by grown-ass men all day. Anybody see, 2 weeks ago, that flop he had against Memphis? A dude breathed on him and he, fell to the floor. That doesn't work in the NFL. People will hit you, and they will hit you hard. So I don't think it would have lasted. I think it would have been a 2-3 game thing, and then all of a sudden someone lights them up and lets them know who they are, and then it's back to the NBA.
Yeah, I completely agree. Tony, what do you think about it? Do you think you would have made it in the NFL and had a decent career?
So I've had mixed feelings about it for the past since we talked about it. We had a conversation about if he would be the king of football. Answer to that is no. He would not be the king of football. He would be a great wide receiver. I think you had a comparison to Des Bryant. I like that comparison. However, back then, no. Now, yes. You see a lot of flopping and a lot of arguing for those pass interference calls in the secondary. You see wide receivers going for the flag instead of the ball sometimes. So I think he would have been fantastic at that. He's great at flopping, but not back then, man. It was a different game back then.
I think it would have been interesting to see him with Jerry Jones, to be honest. Jerry Jones and him would have clicked for real. I think he really would have clicked, man. But let's get right into commercial break, man. Hour 2 coming up. We have Oregon Ducks tight end number 18, Spencer Webb, coming on for a little interview. We'll talk to him for 15, 20 minutes, see what he has to say. And then we'll go ahead and get on to a couple other topics that we have going on, man. But let's get into hour 2 of the Rick T podcast, episode 33, man. You guys will go ahead and enjoy this commercial break. Quick Pat McAfee commercial. It'll be interesting to see this one.
I think I won an award. I'll be in New York tomorrow.
Hey, Q, I'm going to New York right now to win a very prestigious award. Do you want to say congratulations now or later?
Congratulations.
Thanks. Huh?
Because our boss friend won the most prestigious radio award.
Let's go!
In all of radio.
What's the award? It's a prestigious award.
I grew up thinking, I want to win the Tony Bruno Award so bad. I'm just glad I could know someone that did.
It's basically the Heisman of radio. It's the Heisman of radio. Is that what we're calling it? It's the Heisman of radio, dude.
Everybody's talking about it. We were talking about it for years. The competition was tough this year, too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Howard Stern, Rush Limbaugh,
Jim Rome,
Barack Obama.
What?
Larry King.
Oh, wow. Larry David, too.
What's the award? It's a prestigious award, man.
Name 5 companies Pat's part of.
ESPN, WWE, The Zone, Westwood, and Ithaca.
There you go. Give it up for our special guest, Pat McAfee.
We don't really know what the hell we're doing. Like, we have no idea. We miss a break, what, once a week, probably. I mean, it's just, we have no clue what's going on. I don't think I'm the type of person that people in positions of control enjoy, right? Because I don't, that's what I learned about this. And he said, what's your ultimate goal? I said, well, I want to buy an island, and I want to disappear. And that was my actual answer. I think we can really be a voice in this whole thing. And I think if I can give back to the sports world, back to the NFL in a massive way, that's what I want to do.
I knew this day would come, but I thought it was massive. But I was like, holy shit, they see what's going on. So.
And I was sitting there at the light listening to you. It was a good job. You did a good job. Yes, you guys. I said a year and a half question. He's the next guy. I told him that a year and a half ago.
That's why this guy is an empire. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tony Bruno Show award-winning Pat McAfee.
Just won the Heisman of radio. Feels damn good. Obviously, everybody knows how lucky of a human I was in the NFL. I got to hold Adam Vinatieri's balls, right? So, like, when you're with the greatest of all time, every single day, through osmosis, you learn things in the football world. I would not have become the player I did in the NFL without Adam Vinatieri. And then when I transitioned into this entertainment world, radio world, I had really good friends in the Bob and Tom Show, which is a morning show that's syndicated nationally based out of Indianapolis. And when I chatted with them about it, Bob Gaborian told me, nobody is ever going to be done with free shit. Okay? Terrestrial radio is free, man. Nobody is ever going to turn away from free stuff. If you get a chance to use that megaphone, you use it. So I was like, all right, we're going to do this. And about a week or two before I went live, I had an interview with the sports coach, okay? Mike Francis. But I asked him, hey, for a guy that's getting into the radio business, as a man who's been there, done that with everything, what are some recommendations? And his only answer to me was, don't listen to anyone. He said, people are going to try to change you. People are going to try to tell you what's right, what's wrong. Just don't listen to anyone. So that's been our approach. Me and my boys, we just get on the air every day, 10 to noon, and we just try to make people kind of forget about their life for a little bit. For 2 hours, we try to say enough dumb things into a microphone that they forget about their life, they feel informed, maybe a different opinion, and maybe we can make the sports world a little bit more fun. We're just getting started, and I'm sure if you're a program director here, we're on your air, you've gotten a lot of complaints from some listeners because we missed the hard out at the end of the hour. We might miss a commercial break here or there. We might miss an ad read every once in a while. But that's 100% because we have no fucking clue what we're doing. The Tony Bruno Award, the Heisman of radio, is going to be something I cherish. Thank you all so much. This is an honor. Have a great day. Heisman of radio. Yep. Very, very, very cool to get recognized by your peers and by others. Just won the Heisman of radio. Okay, I think I've dived and dodged the coronavirus thus far. Now we've got to make this an actual successful trip to New York by securing the bag.
school, couldn't wait till I got out of class. Used to stare at the clock and shit. Before all this rap shit, I was gang banging and doing high speeds on the cops and shit. And I'm straight from the shop, but I ball like a king up in Cali and shoot like Stojakovic. Keep applying that pressure, I go on the run. It ain't no letting up, ain't no stopping this. Had to tell my little brother to chill, gotta stay in the house, come outside, he be popping shit. You ain't heard about us? Well, you need to go watch the news, niggas know we be dropping shit. Got the feds on my ass in the hood, cause they think I'm the one who been banning them Glocks and shit. I'm just focused on music, they say my last tape was a classic, but I got some harder shit. Might be rocking the show, or if I'm not up in the studio, I'm fucking his cash off. Don't you know Polo G skinny tall with the dress, the little nigga be rapping his ass off. Yeah, I heard she got surgery, still wanna clap from the back just to see if her ass off. Go like hardwood rocks, we blast off. Tried to throw us some bullets, but we made them fumble like, no, you ain't getting that pass off. Been a block, now I'm taking my mask off. Hit the gas like you racing, speed off in them foreigns and leave tire marks on the asphalt. It's gonna be RRP once your ass caught. He like front, we knocking his cap off. Another day, a new chain or a Mac ball. All this ice got me freezing like Jack Frost.
That boy a bitch, that's his dad fault. If you played it, you like, we can crash out. When I open his shit, bet this man down. And BOA, pulling them bands out. DOA, bitch, I get your mans out. A rock star from the block, I stand out. Came from nothing, I fuck my advance out. When I hit the game with my flow, niggas ran out. Fuck it, I'm not your average Joe. When I leave the house, I took it. I'm rich, I don't shop on no budget. He clutching, my little youngin' want him a bucket. I hop on this bitch and run it. If I said it, I seen it or done it. These little niggas never rob nobody, ain't caught nobody, and ain't getting no money. Where I'm from, it's sports and gunplay. We looked up to the killer and dealers, but even them niggas won't make it out one day. For my first time, I been had hood fame. Took off like I was on the runway. I'm a star, but still post on the one way. Them niggas top, but they won't play. Let them dice like the choir on Sunday.
Hop on the scene and I'm thugging it, Glock on my hips, so you know that I'm clutching. Catch me up, I'm a down, I'm in public. Police keep asking, I'm changing the subject. The way I grew up, man, the nigga was breaking.
Man, hour 2 is about to be lit. Let's get right into it. We have a very special guest. This man is not just any D1 football player. This man is a back-to-back Pac-12 championship Oregon Duck football team. This man has not only teamed up but caught touchdown passes from this year's NFL Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. This guy is the man, the myth, the legend, Spencer Webb, man. Welcome to the show, brother. Appreciate you for coming on, man.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear us?
Eric's a little glitchy.
Damn, bro. It's always me that's glitchy for real, man. Spencer, first of all, man, I want to thank you for taking some time out of your off season to talk with us for a minute, bro.
I can't hear it. It's glitchy.
Damn. Can you hear them? Ask him if he can hear y'all.
Can you hear me?
Damn, let's get this right.
Can you hear me at all, Spencer?
A little, like tiny bit. Hold on.
All right.
Okay.
I told my man to leave and come back. See if that makes any difference. Shit, bro. It's always me that's laggy. It's always me. Glitchy, laggy. It was Jello. Now it's me, bro. Some boo-boo.
Yeah, after tons of money and everything else, it finally got fixed over here.
Better have been fixed for money.
I told him if anything, if it's still laggy or whatever, I'll just FaceTime him and we'll do it that way.
Heard. Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I got to show you this while we're at it since we got some free time. I got this shit in finally. I've been pumped.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, Iglesias, that shit's all signed. Damn. I see you, bro.
I was pumped. It only took like 2 months to get here, but you know it works.
It only took 2.5 months to get here, but finally got here. 2.5 months is over, bro. Damn, bro. I'm pissed as fucking laggy. This shit's about to be lit, though, everybody. Hour 2, we about to ask him. He said he's going to do it from his computer, so just give him a second. Yo, this man is a beast, bro. This man fucking stiff-armed somebody in the game last year, and then Iverson stepped over him. Stiff-armed and then fucking walked right over him, bro. It was intense. There we go. We got the men's back. Is it any better, Spencer?
Way better. I can hear you guys.
There we go, man. Appreciate it. Man, I want to thank you for taking some time out of your off season to talk with us for a second, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Of course, man. So we just have a couple questions for you. We want to get to know you a little bit better, bro. So we're just going to go back and forth, ask you a few questions, and just let you answer it freely, brother.
Let's do it.
All right, man. So my first question, bro, is what other offers did you have besides Oregon coming out of high school? You know what I mean? Because I assume personally you had more than one D1 offer and stuff like that.
Yeah. So my recruiting process was kind of crazy. So, you know, when I was a sophomore in high school, I got offered by Sacramento State. So it was like a hometown school, you know, local. And then there was a kind of a quiet period for me where I was like, you know, am I going to get that next level or not, kind of, you know, time period. Because I kept training and stuff during high school. And then one day I was sitting at school, and I didn't have a phone in high school. And I gave my friend, my brother, so my brother raised me. He calls my best friend, and he's like, hey, put Spencer on the phone. Like, University of Hawaii wants to talk to him. So then Hawaii called me, and I remember I was in got lunch, and I go into like the library at school, and then he offered me. And then from that day on, I literally got like an offer for like 10 days straight, like just different schools, like a lot of Mountain West, a lot of Ivy League schools, which was pretty surprising. And then my like first like Power 5 was Oregon State. And I went to Oregon State's junior day. I drove up from Sacramento, and they offered me. And on the way back, my brother was like, let's just stop at like Oregon's facility and see if we can meet anybody, you know, janitor, it doesn't matter, whoever. So we happened to run into Coach Gilbertson, who's my tight end analyst now.
Okay.
And, Coach Neuer, who's like director of player personnel, he's chief of staff.
Okay.
He was player personnel around then. And so we kind of just talked. They gave me a tour and stuff, and literally a week later, I get a call, and they're like, hey, we want to offer you. So that was like my first, you know, big offer. And then, you know, I was freaking out, like, okay, like Oregon just offered me. And then, you know, I started getting a lot of other schools, UCLA, a lot of like Pac-12 schools. Well, then the first signing period came around. Coach Taggart had left, and I committed to him on April 29th that was, what would that have been, 2018?
2018, yeah.
Yeah, so I committed to him, and then he left. And then I didn't know if there was gonna be a coach that uses a tight end or not. So I was, you know, kind of up in the air about everything. I wanted to go to Oregon, blah, blah, blah. Well, then they got Cristobal. So I was like, okay, Cristobal, you know, like, I trust him, you know, let me, like, build another relationship with Oregon again.
Yeah.
Well, the first signing period came around, I didn't sign. So I was the only tight end in the top 300 that didn't sign. And then a lot of schools started coming. A lot of schools that people didn't even know, like Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, like a lot of schools. I didn't even post all of them because, like, I was like past the period of like trying to be cool and like post my offers and stuff. I literally, if you look at my Twitter, it's like, thank you for the offer, like from like Florida State.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it was a weird like period for me. And then I took an official visit to UCLA, and I never got to take my official visit to Oregon until like right before my signing day. And after I went on my official visit, you know, I had to do the good old, like, call my coach, like all the other coaches, all the other schools, just out of respect, you know.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them were like, oh, we already got our guy, so don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to Oregon, so it doesn't matter.
Seriously, I was calling to tell you that I wasn't coming to your school. But.
Yeah. You know, yeah, so, you know, respect to all those schools, all those coaches. A lot of, like, coaches took the time out of their lives to come see me and stuff. And but I ended up here, and I'm blessed.
Yeah, definitely. It's all love and all respect and stuff like that, man. No hate towards any other school, but it's just what fit you best, I feel personally.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Tony, go ahead. You got a question for him?
Yeah, a follow-up question on what Eric asked you. So from my understanding, what are all the sports you played in high school?
So growing up, I played every sport. I was a swimmer, baseball, basketball, football. And then I quit baseball. I blew out my elbow, tore my UCL. So that baseball dream kind of like died. And then I was like, all right, well, let's just play football. So I started playing football. And then my first 2 years in high school, I played basketball. And then really my junior and senior year, I just played football. and I kind of went full go with it. And I didn't want to get hurt playing basketball or something.
Yeah, just full go on one
Yeah,
sport.
so I just went full steam ahead with football, and ended up turning out, which is crazy. But I feel like personally, I could have played, somewhere for baseball if I would have got like Tommy John surgery, or I definitely could have played somewhere for basketball because I'm actually like a better basketball player than I am a football player, which is funny.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I see that. Jello, do you got a question for the man?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get a little more in depth with this one. But so coming from Christian Brothers High School, who's had 4 NFL players so far, 2 of which have been tight ends, do you think like third time's the charm with your chance at a long and successful NFL career? Or is that even an idea you've had so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple guys that, came out of there. I only know like Asante Cleveland. Who was there?
I forget the other names. I had them written down, and now I can't find
Asa
them.
Jackson, Akilla Witherspoon, and then I think there's one more, but he's like way older.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously that would be pretty cool. Christian Brothers is more of a like it's very academic based, and so there's not really a lot of kids that come out of there for sports. And so I knew that because I was going to go to Folsom High School, if you know what that is. And that's like a powerhouse. They had Jake Browning, Jonah Williams, a lot of like big names came out of there. So I was going to transfer over there. And then my brother was like, why don't you just go to Christian Brothers? Like it's, you're going to get a great education. And, if the NFL doesn't work out, you at least have that to lean back on because it's such a good academic school. And I was like, all right. So I went there, and then, now, like, I wasn't really thinking about the NFL then. I was just worried about getting to college. And now, I'm going into my 4th year. I'm starting to think about, okay, like, what do I got to do? I'm looking at other, like, NFL guys, like, seeing what they did, just trying to figure it all out. But, yeah, I mean, it's definitely in the back of my head. It's not the most important thing here right now, but, I'm thinking about it, planning for it. And if it doesn't work out, just get back to the drawing board and figure out something else to do.
Yeah, I feel that. That's a great answer. I feel like anyone in your spot, that's like the dream, man. You know what I mean? Go to college, make it big, play football the rest of your life. So it's definitely got to be in the back of your head. But I like your answer. How you said that's not the number one priority right now. It's just to get to the next step. My next question is, me being an Oregon fan, I know a lot about Mario Cristobal. He's a dog, bro. He's a dog. I want to know what's different about him than any other coach that you've had in the past. You know what I mean? Like what about him attracted you other than other coaches? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my high school coach was previously a college coach. He's back now. He's a DC at Dixie State.
Okay.
I kind of had like the college coach kind of feel in high school. But, once you get to college, it's no longer like it's fun, but it's business now. There's money going around. There's, like a lot of stuff is happening. Coaches are getting paid a lot. And, there's a lot of banking on like our football performances,
Yeah.
So once I really figured that out and like I learned it was a business, how come I haven't talked to coach in, 2 weeks? Well, like, he's out there recruiting and stuff, it's not going to be as, close a relationship. But Coach Cristobal has known me forever. And, we've had that relationship since I was like a really good relationship too, where he's kind of like a father figure to me. I could go to him about anything and he would help me out no matter what. But that man, when it comes to football, there's a reason why he's, up with them big names because he does not sleep and all he does is football. And I mean, obviously you can see the results of it. He's completely like turned Oregon football around, and he puts the right guys, in, these player rooms, and he's just different. His mentality is like, it makes you want to like play harder. When you see him, you're just like, yes, coach, like, let's go,
Yeah.
And it's easy to have a coach that you don't really respect. And when you don't respect your coach, that's when like a lot of stuff, the culture starts to slip, you're not playing as hard as you should. You don't really care, but when you see coach, how much effort he puts in, it's like, you know, you got to hold that standard to yourself. And it's awesome, you know? It's good. It's like, honestly, I couldn't be happier with like my college experience of like having to come every single day and like give your best effort and like know that there's like a bigger reason for all of this, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. And from like the TV on the couch watching the TV, or from the sideline or from the stands, that's the kind of coach he seems like, is that he will do anything for his players. But when it's football time, it's football time. You know what I mean? No messing around. He's going to get down to business. And if you're not doing what you're doing, he's going to call you out for it. You know what I mean? So that's what I appreciate from just, you know, being an Oregon fan and having a coach like Mario Cristobal. I can't even imagine it from a player's standpoint. But Tony, what do you got?
So you talked about how your coach has kind of someone that you look up to and is kind of like a father figure to you. So going off of that and kind of flipping the script of what we were talking about, I have two questions for you. One, who's your favorite tight end in NFL history? And then two, who do you think you model your play style the most?
Well, my answer is for both of them. Can anybody guess who that is? He's current.
He's current?
Is it Kelsey?
Yes, sir.
I was going to say, you remind me a lot of Kelsey, bro.
Yep,
you use your head fakes and your hands and stuff like that. I like the way Kelsey plays.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. I literally, since I even saw him play for the first, that's the reason why I wear 18 in college, because he was 18 in college. And, you know, just watching him play, like a lot of people, I mean, obviously just see him score touchdowns, but his, like, from snap to whistle is insane. Like, what he does, you'll see, like, a lot of stuff I do that he does. And Coach Gilbertson, our analyst, is really big on, like, showing me film of, like, what he does and how, you know, how, like, he moves and what makes him get open so well. And it's because it's a lot of, like, shoulders. Like, he dips his shoulders when he goes by someone. You know, they can't get a good, like, press on him. His hands, you know, he's just, like, a different animal. And we're about the same size. He's a little bit heavier than me. And, you know, obviously he's just older and better. But, you know, I strive to be just like him, you know, and everything he does. You know, I'm not really the biggest Kittle fan. You know, he's just a different type of tight end for me. Gronk, obviously Gronk's Gronk, but, you know, just even like Travis Kelce, the person, you know, like just how he dresses, his style, like all of that. Like, I just try to, like, you know, be like him. And, you know, that's my idol, like, really. And I just love watching him play. He's a beast.
That's definitely a good guy to look up to. He's not the type of guy that plays around and stuff like that. He definitely shows why he was in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one more question for you. Can we use that George Kittle beef as clickbait?
Oh, yeah. I argue with everybody on it. And people are like, well, he's a better blocker. It's like, you know what? He's not producing like Travis Kelce is, you know?
Yeah.
And he produces, but like a lot of teams would rather have Travis Kelce than George Kittle, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. If I was the coach,
you know what I'm saying? Like, who's more like who? I mean, you see Travis Kelce, what he does. You know, George Kittle's a great player, you know, don't get me wrong. But Travis Kelce, I mean, that's like, in my opinion, the best tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. Jay Moneytime in the chat wants to know how you feel about Darren Waller.
Who is that?
Yeah! It's the Raiders tight end, bro. That's what I say to him every time he brings his name up, bro.
I have no idea who that is.
That cracks me up, bro. That's clickbait. Jello, what do you got for the man, bro?
I mean, so I gotta agree with you on that whole Kelce thing, by the way. He's one of my favorites as well. Still produces more, doesn't get hurt like Kittle. I just had to throw that out there because I love that take on it. Last one I got for you is, so I know you have a quote out there. It says, patience is key for me, honestly. And is that patience what helped you progress so far in your career and really helped you just move forward getting into college? I know you had patience with different teams getting a hold of you, stuff like that. Is that something that's helped you on and off the field?
Yeah, honestly, patience for me has been probably one of like the main things that has got to me where I am, like to where I'm at. Because, you know, if I kind of explain my college experience, you know, I came in, I was a 4-star, you know, like had a lot of hype around my name. And then, you know, you go into your first fall camp and you ain't nothing. You know, you're just another guy on the roster. And, you know, at first I was like, okay, like, I'm not as good as I think I am. You know, like, I'm going to have to work at this and actually get on that field. So my freshman year, you know, I didn't play special teams, nothing until like the last 2 games. And I, you know, I got to go in there a little bit and I was happy with that. You know, I played my freshman year a little bit. Like, cool, right? Then my redshirt freshman came along. And a week before fall camp, you know, I wasn't projected to start anything. Like, I was just like going to be maybe get in a couple plays, who knows, right? Well, then we have a lot of injuries in the receiver room. And Cristobal calls me up. He's like, hey, what do you think about, you know, splitting out and playing receiver? And I was like, yes, sir. Like, anything to get on the field, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, all right. He's like, go learn, you know, the new position that you're going to play and get ready to roll. You never know what could happen. So I'm like, all right. So we're going into the Auburn week.
Uh-oh. That's Iverson's step week, bruh.
Yeah. So I wasn't even projected to play. I was behind Jalen Red. Micah was hurt. Schooler was hurt. Jawan was hurt. But, like, you know, we had a lot of good receivers still. So this is actually a crazy story. Like, the whole Auburn situation was crazy. And so we're, you know, we go out to Texas and, you know, I had a really good, like, Fast Friday. And so I think, like, you know, coach was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. Like, I could, you know, respect that. Like, he needs to go in, he needs to go in. So then we get to the game, right? And I'm not even like, I'm not going to play, you know, like, we're in Dallas, Texas, or wherever we're at. And
yeah, because you guys played in the Cowboys Stadium that game, didn't you?
And I was like, there's no way I played my first offensive snap in this game. You know, like, there's no chance. And Jalen Red goes down with body cramps. And so Coach Bonite, who's at Kentucky now, was the receivers coach. And me and him had a really good relationship. He helped me get, you know, mentally prepared for playing and stuff. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting on the sideline, and Jalen Red comes down. And he looks at me like 4 times. And he's like, Spence, go in. So I ran out there, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, and honestly, I wasn't nervous, anything. Like, I was like so mentally prepared, you know, like I like was like, let's get it, you know?
Yeah, you were just ready.
So play a couple plays that pull me out for that drive. And I think Darren Felix scored that drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then our next drive comes out, and Jalen's still in the locker room getting IVs, and he's like, all right, Spencer, you're still up. Let's go. And then we go to the catch. And so they call King Kong, which is a pump screen to, it would have been to Travis, and then we kind of like, you know, fake block and go out wide or out deep. Well, I thought it was Godzilla, which is you just block for the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I messed up. I was so mentally prepared, and I messed up, right? And so I go out there, and I'm trying to block. There it is. And I'm trying to block the DB. He's just backpedaling the whole time. I'm like, why are you backpedaling like it's a screen? And then I hear the crowd start like to roar. And I'm like, oh gosh, like Justin must be running, right? So I just sprint up the field. And all of a sudden I turn around and I just see Justin's arm come out of all them big Auburn D linemen. And that ball is up, and it literally felt like it was slow motion. Just
you probably had like 5-10 minutes in your head, like, I gotta catch this. Yes. I gotta get this.
And it's funny because I used to train in high school, and I would literally practice that drill, like going around the DB and up in front of him instead of trying to go like over the top of him. And I went up in front of him, and then obviously, you know, his neck was right next to my hand, and then I threw him down, blah, blah, stepped over him, and I couldn't even believe it, really. Like, I was like, I kind of just stopped, and I just had like a moment of like, oh my God, what did I just do? You know, I just I wasn't even expected to play in this game.
Oh yeah, bro.
College catch, first everything. Well, then I like remember Johnny Johnson's jumped on my back, and then Travis Dye was like looking me in the eyes, and he was like, bro, do you realize what you just did? And Isaiah Crocker runs up to me, like the whole sideline ran up to me, and they're like, Spence, like, bro. I was like, what? I didn't even really realize what I did. So I go to the sideline. I'm trying to see the highlight on the big screen, but it never popped up. So I'm like, okay, whatever, right? And everyone kept like saying, like talking to me. So, I had like another catch after that. Like I was playing a lot more, obviously, because I had like the hot hand, I guess. So I was playing. We go in at halftime. I go to just like click my phone to see like what time it is, and it's dead. And I'm like I had like 40% when I got here. Like, why is my phone dead, right? Like, weird. So I throw it on the charger, and I come back, and it said I had 0 notifications. And I open up my phone, and it literally buzzed for like 5 minutes with all the notifications.
Boom, social media, text
Social media,
messages.
like it was crazy. Like I like didn't even want to look at it because I was like, this is insane. Obviously we lost, so I was upset about that.
Yeah.
And then once I got onto the bus, I started going through it, and like people would text me like, bro, you're on House of Highlights, like you were just on Sports Center, like I was on Most, like a bunch of like crazy overtime, and I was like, wow, okay, and then yeah, that's like, I don't know, that was just like a play. I'll never forget it because like a lot of like people back home, like I ask them like, where were you? And like people have their own stories, like, oh, I was here, and like
they know exactly how to tell it from their perspective and stuff like that.
Yeah, my close friends, like and family, like they were like their phones blew up, like everyone was like, and I'm like, I was born in Sacramento. I moved to a really small town called Dixon, California. It's like 17,000 people, 6 stoplights. It's a little like agriculture town in Northern California. And like that's my hometown, like that's where like my family is and stuff. And I have family in Sacramento, and like that's where I went to high school and stuff. But like back home, like the bar, like everyone was at the bar, like it was just like a crazy experience, just a kid coming from a small town and doing that. And then yeah, like that was insane. Like I had media on Monday, and like there was like 15 cameras, and now I was like, okay, like I'm here, like now it's time to do this. And then obviously, I had like a pretty good redshirt freshman year. Well, then, coming back to patience, I broke my collarbone last fall camp before the season. And that was the first time my whole life where I was like, I can't even practice. Like I'm just sitting here watching my teammates go to work, And, one thing that is hard for me was like the actual, like having, like I actually had to have patience then. And like, I couldn't even move my arm. Went from like, I was probably the best shape I was ever in, ready to, have a great season. And just like that, I got tripped and broke my collarbone, and my whole season was done. And I ended up coming back for the Pac-12 championship and like played a couple plays. But yeah, that was hard for me. But like patience, like that just really, like that was in the back of my head, like just be patient with it. Like make sure you're 110% good. And, I had a couple re-injuries of it, trying to come back too early. And, I'm good now. I'm fully healed. But I think patience, when it comes to really anything in life, it's hard, but it's like a huge thing. And you'll thank yourself later, than trying to do something too quick, or if you're not ready for it, just, yeah, exactly. Trust in the process, like it's Fade said, and that's what I've done. And I've trusted it. And, I still got 3 more years of eligibility, and so I'm just, ready to, go out there and play again.
Hell yeah, bro. And that's a great story, too. I love that story. For those of you who didn't see the catch, go on YouTube, look it up. It's definitely out there. That catch is what put me on to you. Everyone's watching the game, Oregon fans watching the game, the uniforms, the jerseys and stuff like that, watching it for Justin Herbert and stuff like that. They see that catch and they're like, who is number 18, bro? And it's one thing that you came around him, mossed him, but then you shoved him down, and then Iverson stepped over him. And like you said, you didn't even realize what happened. So that made it even cooler that you're like calm and collected, walk to the sideline like nothing happened. Everyone's hype as hell. I'm on my couch, mind blown, bro, and you're calm the whole time. I like that poise, man. That is what made me like number 18 Spencer Webb. You know what I mean, bro?
It was I was kind of like, I've never really been big on the whole like get hype, like act like you've been there before,
Yeah.
And, like, it really was like my like kind of was like, I do this,
Yeah.
like, I'm really like that, so
Yeah.
like
This ain't the first time I mossed somebody like
a lot
that.
of my teammates had like Fat Mac, they were like, I told you, Spence, like your time was coming, like, we see you at practice and stuff, and like so it was just cool, like seeing my teammates like And it's college football is big on respect. Like if you ain't producing or you're trying to be like a guy that is all hype. Like you're gonna have to go out there and actually like back it up. And I
Exactly.
feel like with that play, like I was like, I'm trying to show you guys I can play at this level. And then like one of my that was like my most memorable, but like obviously my first touchdown at Autzen was pretty cool, and the UW touchdown was insane just because we were there. And
Yeah, bro. And I flew out to Alton last year with my girl and went to a game, bro. And the environment is crazy there. Like you see it on social media, and like it's one of the loudest stadiums, and they got one of the best fan bases. But when you're there and everyone's there shirtless, doing the shout and stuff like that, bro, it is so crazy, bro.
insane. It's a different type of energy in that
Oh
stadium.
yeah,
And
it's
people
definitely different.
It's not the biggest stadium, but the fans are right on top of you, and it gets loud, really loud.
Oh yeah, bro.
You can't hear anything.
And they're loyal fans too, bro.
Yeah.
Couple more questions for you, man. I have one important question. Coming off of 2 Pac-12 championships, even though you didn't play last year, you got a ring and you were still part of the team. You know what the team is like. What is the expectations for players, not fans, and analysis and stuff like that? What is the expectation for you guys as players for this upcoming year? Is it another Pac-12 championship, or is it playoffs or bust? You know what I mean?
I mean, obviously, we have our take the pack. That's what we break out on. Like we always got to take the pack, start there. And then from there, like obviously, we want to go to the playoffs, and I personally really want to go to the playoffs, and I want to play, them big time schools, see like what Oregon's about,
Oh yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it would be sick to go 3 times, freaking. That's insane. I don't know even who the last Oregon team was. Yeah, maybe like Marcus Mariota days.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be hard, bro.
Yeah, but definitely, I think this team is one of the most talented teams that Oregon's ever had, and we're young, but like there's a lot of experience on the team. So I think we could do it, and after if we win that, then like let's go see like if we get into that college football playoffs and who we get to play then, and. But I feel like Cristobal is building an SEC West type of school. That's like we're based on like an SEC school. Like that's how we operate. And you can obviously see our players like big, fast type of players, and
you guys definitely stick out in the pack.
Yeah, and so last year we had a really young team, and we fell short of a couple games, but we got lucky with the UW and the COVID and stuff, but we went and beat a 5-0 team or a 6-0 team. So people try to take that away from us, but we went out there in the championship game and won it. So
you did it, yo.
Yeah, and that was the game I got to play in. So I feel like I was a part of that championship, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean that's what we want to do: win championships. And as long as you keep winning championships, keep winning games, only good things can happen.
I completely agree. And if I'm correct, you guys won that second Pac-12 championship with the youngest team in the country. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you guys are a young team with a lot of experience. You guys still won a ring with the youngest team in the country. So this year is definitely a stepping stone for you guys. I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. Tony, you got a couple more questions or one more question?
Not really a question. Jello had asked my last question that I had written down. So it kind of just went through script, which is good. It works out. Just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show, and I wish you the best of luck with your future career, man. And I'm currently shopping a team, so this might have signed me up for the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see an exciting team come, be a fan of us.
Bro, I'll take you to Autzen. I swear to God. If I'm correct, I think they play CU in Boulder this year. We'll be there. If fans are there, I'm gonna be there for sure. I got one more question for you, just because I'm personally curious about this, bro. Justin Herbert winning Rookie of the Year this year. What was it like playing with a quarterback of that, stature your freshman year? And you were a redshirt freshman, so it was really like a different step from coming to high school to playing with someone who has first-round draft pick expectations and stuff, and then catching touchdown passes and stuff like that. So how was it playing with a quarterback like Justin Herbert?
I mean, it was insane. It was. I always say like it was crazy because I'd be at practice and you'd have 10 NFL scouts there watching him and stuff. And a lot of people, they try to say, oh, he wasn't a good leader or, like stuff like that. And, I 100% disagree with that. A lot of people don't see him, like I did every day. And he is the best leader because when he talks, people listen. And, you don't want a guy like a quarterback who's just like all talk, hyping people up. Like, no, like Justin's going to get his work in. And, he's a quieter guy, but like when he talks, you listen. And, when you're playing with the guy like that, you kind of feel invincible. You feel like we got Justin Herbert on our side or we got Penei Sewell on our side, like we're good. Like we're going to be okay. And when our back's against the wall, you kind of look at those guys and they look at you like, I need your help. And, I knew, I had a big argument with a lot of people about who was going to have a better year, Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. And, Joe Burrow's a great player. And obviously, unfortunately he got hurt. But I always said, like, if you put Justin on that LSU team, he's doing either better or just
the same thing. Exactly.
And if you put Joe with our team, we weren't that type of team yet, So, I felt Joe probably wouldn't have done as good as Justin did here. And, Justin Herbert's, that is a God-gifted, talented freaking creature. And, he's just as tall as me.
I was about to say he's like 6'7", bro. He's huge.
Yeah, he's big. And his arm is just he's thrown me some balls before. I was literally just like my jaw dropped. And I don't know how you fit that or like he threw me. I had a seam one time at practice in one-on-one drill, and he threw like an absolute laser. Like it just did not drop. And it literally hit me like right here over the DB's head. And I was just like, wow. Like everyone literally stopped practice and was like, what the hell? And like, I've seen him sit back there and throw like an 80-yard bomb, like without with ease, literally just boom.
That's just what he does, bro.
Yeah. And he's just, and it's like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And that's why, his rookie year, he came in and he was ready. He knew what he was doing and he balled out. And I can't wait to see what he keeps on doing. And that's my guy. He's obviously we're not as close as we were in college because he's off to bigger and better things. But I always check in with him, even if he texts me back or not. I let him know, like good game, bro. We're all watching and stuff. And he's an Oregon kid, and so I'm sure it means a lot to him to have the players still checking in on him, wearing his jerseys and stuff.
He
looked up to him. I watched him literally cry with the Rose Bowl trophy in his hand because that kid started from Sheldon High School, and he made it to the biggest college football stage possible and won it with 3 touchdowns. So, I respect him, and I have the most respect for him. And I just pray he does good. And his little brother Patrick's my guy, and I always try to tuck him under the wing. And so we'll see what he does. I want to see him go be great like he is.
Yeah, keep balling out, bro. I agree. I got three Justin Herbert jerseys in my house, bro. So I definitely feel it. He's a legend, bro. And I have just a personal question. You ever went one-on-one blocking with Penei?
Have I ever went one-on-one with him?
Yeah.
No. We blocked next to each other, but I've definitely had to stand there and take my lickings from him. But that you want to talk about a creature? That's a bad man. That's a bad man.
I feel it, brother.
Yeah, when I line up next to him and I gotta block someone, I'm like, this is gonna be cake because you got me next to you, But
he by himself.
Hey, that I'll never forget Coach Cristobal. We were talking about Penei one time in practice, and I was like, what makes him so different, Coach? He was like, he never makes the same mistake twice. And I'll never forget when he said that because now I try to make sure I don't make the same mistake twice. But that is, a freaking – I can't wait to see what he does in the NFL because he's going to make a lot of noise just because of his mindset. He lights up and he's like, nobody in front of me is better than me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's definitely not as underhyped as Justin Herbert is for Rookie of the Year, but I definitely think there's still some people that don't think he can be the best tackle in the NFL this upcoming year and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, watching him for a couple years, you're like, bruh, Y'all better
No,
recognize.
yeah, don't underestimate him because I just want to see him go one-on-one with like freaking some JJ Watt or something. I just want to see like that'd be crazy because he's only 20 years old,
Yeah,
so
he's young.
yeah, so I just want to see how that plays out because I'm betting on Panay every time because I've seen him play and obviously it's gonna be a lot different. He's not gonna have freaking just one hurry like in his whole career, but yeah, that's a bad man.
Yeah, man. I completely agree. He's something different. Before we get you out of here, Spencer, I just have one more quick question, man. If you had one more thing to say to the younger generation, the younger kids that want to follow your path and play D1 football and stuff like that, what would be one piece of advice that you would give them and stuff? I know we were talking about patience and stuff, but what would be one piece of advice that you would give the younger kids trying to follow your path and follow their dreams and play D1 football and stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot of kids DM me and stuff, and they ask me like, "What did you do?" And honestly, I did what everyone didn't want to do. I didn't go to parties. I didn't have a phone. I was, the kid that would skip stuff like prom and stuff because I had to go train. And I did what only 1% of high school football players go play Division I football. And I did what only that 1% is willing to do. So I tell, the youth, like, just work hard. And it's not really, there's no recipe to it. It's just like, do what you got to do and ball out. And the film don't lie. And if you're training the whole off season and you're getting bigger, stronger, and faster in the weight room, cone drills ain't going to help you as much as the weight room is. Get bigger than everyone, get faster than everyone, get stronger than everyone. And that film's going to show. And, just stay out of trouble. Don't get caught up in the wrong crowd. And just work hard. Stay in school. Make sure you're getting schoolwork done. And, a lot of people try to ask me, like, oh, put me on with Oregon. And I tell them, like, if Oregon knew about you, they would have already talked to you. So, like, I can't – they know about every player. So, what I'm saying, just keep working and get their attention. It's not one player who can, change that for you or put you on or anything. Go do something that a lot of people aren't willing to do. And, you're going to thank yourself later because I was doing that and I didn't have really any offers or anything. And then all of a sudden, that one school pulled the trigger. And once, the floodgates opened, then that's when all the other offers, because they try to, schools try to keep you under the diamond in the rough. Like, we don't want to offer them yet. Let's see who else offers them. And then once that happens, that's when the floodgates open and then boom, a lot more schools come to call in. And so, I just tell them, just be patient, work hard, have big dreams, and have fun with it. Don't take high school for granted. And even if you don't go to a Division I, like, I respect everyone, whether it's JUCO, NAIA, D1, D2, D3, doesn't matter. Just, go play college football, go do what you can, play where you can, and, make life experiences and have fun with it. Because, it's not always what it seems, and so, not everyone is cut out for D1, and that's okay. Go get a degree, just have fun, really.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, brother. That was great takes. Thank you, Spencer, for taking a little bit of time out of your off season. We're excited to see what you do this year. Everyone in the chat, everyone watching, us three, we will definitely be keeping our eyes on you this year. Number 18. You're still number 18, correct?
Yeah, I will be 18 for my college career. Yeah.
You guys getting some new unis this year?
Always, every year.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to see those too, man. But like I said, Spencer, thank you for taking some time out of your off season, man. We're excited to keep up with you. I'll hit you up later and we'll get you some Rick T podcast gear sent your way and stuff like that, man. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Of course, man. Thank you, guys. Oregon Ducks tight end Spencer Webb, brother. That was dope.
That was awesome.
Sick.
Bro, that's easily one of my favorite Oregon players now, just after talking to him and stuff like that, man. For everyone watching, I hope you guys enjoyed Oregon Ducks tight end Spencer Webb. But next, we will be talking about the NBA, the UFC Vegas 19, and next week's guest interview. So stay tuned. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. It said, damn, my boy Eric looking good. Been a minute. Damn, Bush, don't come up in here flirting like that, cuz. I'll send you a link right now. You better stop playing with me like that. But we're going to get into a little quick commercial, bro. We'll be back in about 5-6 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and talk about NBA, UFC, and next week's guest, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Rick T Podcast, episode 33.
Let me tell you a little story about these statistics. Troy Polamalu, okay? Fucking Troy Polamalu. So we had a fake for the Pittsburgh Steelers that was a 100%er. We didn't even have a cancel the goddamn play because it was 100%er. If we ever end up in this situation, inside the 7-yard line on the left hash, it is a 100%er that the C gap will be wide open and we will just part the C to the left. It'll be a touchdown. 100%er. We're playing in Pittsburgh, the city I grew up in. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I won the punt, pass, and kick national championship, AJ. National championship, AJ.
Congrats.
AJ, did you ever win the national championship pump, pass, and kick?
I think I got 3rd or 4th out of 4 at the Nationals.
I'm proud of you, man. Anyways, so we're there in that stadium, okay? A lot of McAfee's in there. A lot of McAfee's in Pittsburgh. I'm going to score my first fucking touchdown, night game, Sunday Night Football, I believe it was, right here, touchdown. We get into that situation. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is really going to happen. We're like on the 6 on the left hash. It's 4th and goal now. Field goal team's jogging on. I'm like, well, fuck, it's about to, I'm ready. I am ready for this to happen. So I get out there. I get down. Vinny's like happy for me. Vinny's like very excited. He's like, let's fucking go. Like Vinny's excited for me at this moment. I'm like, here we go. So I make the call. I forget what it was. So I start saying it, right? And everybody's looking at me like, okay, bright eyes. Here we go. Let's get after it. Offensive linemen are dead ass tired. They do not want to be in the middle of a field goal anyways. So they're just like, all right, I don't give a fuck if you die here, but this should work. Let's get some points. And all of a sudden, I go through my cadence, I call it, I get down, and Troy Polamalu's fucking ass goes ahead for however long his career was at this point. I think it was like 9 years or 8 years at this point. Not a once has he ever gone to this side of the field over here to the left and stood right in the C gap. Never. He lined up exactly where he had lined in film 100% of the time. And then as soon as I got to like the second cadence right before set, he just bounced his little ass right over to the C gap. And I like stopped everything I was doing. And I literally just looked at him and I gave him like what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you there right now? And then I stood up and said, we are kicking it. We have to kick it. We are kicking this. And then I get down, and Vinatieri kicks it, and I jog off the field, and Chuck Pagano comes running up next to me. He's like, hey, good job. What you see? I said, what did I see? Polamalu just fucking went right into the goddamn C gap. What did I see? What did I see? And he goes, okay, sounds good. Good call then. Good call then. And then Vinatieri's like, hey, way to go, buddy. I'm like, way to go? Are we not going to talk about how big of a fucking asshole Troy Polamalu is for what just happened right there? So that's.
I saw the angel of death waiting for me in the C gap.
It's unbelievable. What, you thought I was going to run him over? No way. He's probably going to strip me and score a touchdown the other fucking. That's Polamalu, bro. That ain't just your backyard football with your son. These are professional fucking athletes. He'd probably jump.
I'ma keep it triller than I ever had. Who's that was your girl? That's why you looking sad. I just took the don't be mad. And she called me Bobby. I am not her dad.
On this one, check out this leap. Way up and over. And the crowd went crazy. Skittles were flying out of the crowd. And then they had to get their Skittle scoopers out and come pick it all up.
And the rappers, too.
It was a moment of insanity.
How you doing, young fella?
Who in the hell you calling a young fella?
Okay, so where's the heat?
Oh, it's coming.
Ooh. Yep, it's kicking.
It's kicking now?
You still have to go run yet, right?
Run?
Yeah, you go power walk and everything.
Oh, I hope not. Y'all said y'all was over 55 and y'all acting like y'all 15. All right, come on, let's go. Y'all want to go? Uh-huh, come on then.
Welcome to pickleball.
This is the first time I've ever heard of this game. You know what? You cheating.
That's not cheating.
Oh, okay.
That's just being better than you.
Oh, I got something for you. I got some sweet heat.
Lynch, running back, Seattle Seahawks, a.k.a. Beast Mode. Favorite candy? Skittles. Favorite Gilmore Girl character? Lorelai.
Now, gentlemen, are you familiar with this game? Have you played Mortal Kombat before, any of the versions?
I played before.
Yeah?
In video arcade games, you know, you hit every button and you always beat your boy.
Right?
I'm button mashing for sure, though.
You're a button masher.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a technique. You go like this, and then like this.
That's looking dirty. All right, stop it. Don't do that. Don't just keep it clean.
Okay.
This is a show primarily for children.
Whoa! Point blank in broad daylight. Rockin' by, baby. Yeah. That's that New Jack City, boy. Oh! Oh! What the was that?
No! You can't do that!
Yes, the you can.
What? Cassie Cage.
Lick the gun, 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 lick the gun.
No, you coming back next year?
Is your bitch coming back? Nigga, you lying. Oh. No. Hold on, calm down. Tell him, what's up with Blood?
Hey, what's up, Blood?
You want a motherfucking sandwich or something? Damn, boy, you studying that like it's a math test or something, boy. Oh, okay. I haven't seen this. Yeah, look, mother.
Yeah, look, mother.
Oh, okay, yeah, they go to squad. What's happening?
It's hog poo. Pretty fresh as well. That's still wet.
That mean he right around the corner or something, huh? If we going, bud, we gotta go, because I'd rather rock off impulse. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, blood. We ain't got no longer stick. I got you, cuz. We finna go run up on a hog right now. We done made me a spear right quick. You know, little MacGyver, little quick thing right quick. That ain't no little ass animal. That big ass thing right there. Hold on, didn't you say this thing was aggressive?
Yeah, that's why. We've got to use the element of surprise.
I told you, man, give me the blammy, bruh, and I'll pop it from right here, though.
Anyone can hunt an animal with a rifle. This takes a little bit of courage and a little bit of skill.
Yeah, I ain't got no skill. I got courage, but I ain't got...
But he hasn't forgotten his hometown.
Bring that little weak shit back over here again, boy. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Pride.
Oh, yeah, sit his ass.
Oh. You got any dreads?
Yeah. You need one?
Can I have a dread?
For real?
Yeah, we'll get a Fargo.
Bruh cut off one of my dreads to start a campfire.
Okay, this is cool. Look, here we go.
And was juiced about it.
There you go. Marshall Lynch dreads.
Oh, that thing ain't got no seasoning, no nothing.
Well, I didn't say it was going to taste great. Oh, I have got something, though, as a treat. You're going to like this. A little birdie said, these are your favorite candy.
Mm-hmm. Skittles.
What's up? What are you doing?
I'm looking for the Skittles.
I can't believe you sneaking into the camp to try and get the candy.
Welcome to Scotland.
What are you doing on a Skittles bike?
It's not a Skittles bike. It's a Skittles bag connected to my bike. Where the ooh. Hey, them things real, bro.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, he got a soul food
So that's
place?
our first date to the soul.
Oh my God.
Oh no, look at this
Money.
thing.
I'm sorry.
Would you want to play tennis against Serena Williams, even though she's super pregnant?
No, that's an unfair advantage.
But she's pregnant?
No, nigga, that is Serena Williams. Oh, hold on, you got no blow-up tent? I'm thinking, you know, we gonna have some tents, you know what I'm saying, though? But nah, man, bruh pulled 2 trees, tied them down to some rocks.
That's our bedding. That's gonna be, that will spread it out.
Hold on, I don't get my own? Bear be tripping on mamas.
I'm on Lipitor. That's my drug of choice. Lipitor. Get yours today. I get free money that way.
I'm South.
I don't even know what Lipitor is.
Me neither, but I like this.
You guys are
You get free money for Lipitor?
You're
Lipitor.
You don't know what it
yours
is.
today.
Gronk, you can't just say
Get yours
Lipitor and
today.
get money from a Lipitor.
What was the best advice someone gave you?
To stay in school and don't do drugs. Damn director can't even damn direct your own damn self through the goddamn mother drills. Who told you to drop? You know what? You see that sign down there? We're cutting my mother corner, son. 2 feet, mother. Nigga, I said until I get tired. Swim to Alcatraz, mother. Cheating ass mother. Back your ass up behind the line. Come on, bud. Where the you going? If this was Dragon Ball Z, nigga, I wouldn't even feel your energy.
This is incredible.
Hey, it get real. It get real in the field.
Finish him. Oh.
See, look, man, I'm gone. I ain't gonna say all that. That's nasty, man. Come on, Hennessy here. Y'all tripping, man.
Did you ever play any sports besides football?
Yeah, I tried a few. I ran track, played basketball, played baseball, tennis, soccer, hockey, badminton, volleyball, croquet, polo, everything but golf.
You throw football, you know.
Hey, dog, don't ever throw a football at me again. Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
We are back. We are back at the Rick T Podcast, episode 33. I'm your host, Eric Holmes, along with my co-host, Tony Cave and Jello Retro. Boys, I just want to say that interview was fucking great from all three of our standpoints. From the chat standpoint, that interview went as well as it could have possibly went. I want to say that. So congratulations to us. Congratulations to you fellas. I got a lot of information out of him.
Yeah.
You asked him about the draft, Tony. I was like, shit. And he answered it really well. So good shit for Spencer Webb. Or was it? Oh, Jello asked him about the draft, was it?
Yeah. That was my first question. Yeah.
You're crazy as hell, boy. You crazy as hell.
Serious. No, like literally, because when you look at his high school, they have had 4 players. 2 of them are tight ends at that point. The first one was like 72, I think, and the last 3 have been the last like 10, 12 years. But honestly, from like the standpoint of watching him play and like his mindset for the game, I looked through some interviews and stuff like that, and the way he approaches it and how he thinks, I think he could be the next Travis Kelce in the NFL. Like, that's no lie. And that's just really like not only his play, but his mindset for the game. He, like, when you look at Kittle, that's why I liked his analogy when he said it. Kittle's all mindset. He's all hype. Like, yeah, he can perform, but he's more about the talk than he is about the play, where Kelsey's more about the play, less about the talk. And so, but yeah, he'd be the 3rd tight end to come out of his high school. And I think 3rd time's the charm. So I was just very curious to see what he had to say about it. So, and I liked his answer. It's not the thing at the front of his mind, but it's definitely back there.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Probably salty as fuck.
Yeah, I just Hassan's a Raiders fan too, bro. Oh my, he said, "Who's Darren Waller?"
Great. That was great.
Hey, I'm gonna get him in the fantasy league next year. I'm be like, yo, let's get Spencer in the fantasy league. He's gonna be a cool dude, especially if they come play CU and there's gonna be a lot of fans. We're all 3 going, bro. We have to go support the boy Spencer. Unless we get a CU player on here, I don't know. It might be intense to go ahead and judge that if we get a CU player on here or something like that. But let's get right into it. Hour 3, we're going to talk about some deep shit here. Well, first of all, we're going to talk about UFC Vegas 19, Batis versus Lewis. Last night it happened. It was a great fight. I actually got to see it. Big old knockout, bro. Who is Darren Waller? Damn. Yeah, it was intense. But Lewis knocked Batis out in the 2nd round. Me and Tony were actually watching it together on Xbox, stuff like that. We were also watching Fan Control Football, which will be talked about here in a minute. But let's talk about UFC Vegas 19, Batis versus Lewis. So go ahead and check this out.
Main event as we get to the tail of the tape. Derek Lewis is 6 years older. Both of them, the Black Beast Lewis, celebrated his 36th birthday earlier this month. He says he's more full title at Harper College as a junior college wrestler, and now believes he's 1 win away.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, it is time for the main event of the evening. The world know you are ready. Derek, the Black Beast Lewis. Curtis Razor Blades.
Keep it clean, touch gloves, let's do it.
That range. And we are underway for 5 possible rounds tonight's fight clock.
Daniel Cormier beat Derek Lewis. Oh my God! But that is the clear path to victory. We spoke to him and I said, obviously you saw he tried, but he got stopped in his tracks.
That's nothing new.
I mean, rather than a knee. Oh. is that you just get the underhook. If you miss with the uppercut, the underhook.
Trying to win the footwork battle as Blades as he darts in and out, stays on the
Interception. Facing that right hip.
This would be content to counter strike, but there's no strike to counter off of so far. Here's a heavy big right from Blades.
Yeah, that tagged him. Keep thinking, hold on. He's not going to wrestle. He's actually going to just try and say, he knows, okay, you're a wrestler, eh? You're going to try and take.
Lewis punching his way back to the center. Counter strike for Blades.
That's it. That's nice work.
Kicks the leg. Heavy.
He's probably going to win this round, but he's kept on the feet in the first. I think he's hurt. He's hurt.
Wow, he's covering up.
Wow.
Pushes him away.
Oh, heavily back.
Oh, left cross. Blades starts to put combination together. And will he dump him?
Derek's hurt.
Oh, and there's take another look.
Oh, yeah. I think it was the thumb. You tell him, Herb. Oh, good job.
One more exchange. All right, we'll go.
Blades backwards. And then as the round went on, it was Curtis. So here's Derek Lewis swinging with the power that he's known for. That's not as well. Flying knee just for fun and a nice elbow to finish off. Started landing with more frequency, in and out movement, a couple of good leg kicks. And they actually had Derek hurt.
Attempt, but fingers never really chased it.
Derek, no. Keep your fingers up, please.
No time.
There it is. There's the underhook. He let it go for a single leg. Nicely defended by Lewis. Very
laying it down, taking control.
Hey, listen, that's what you got to do.
Oh, guys have been on each other's radar for quite a while. Do you believe it? Derek Lewis with a knock.
Much power as Derek Lewis. I mean, Curtis is still unconscious right now.
Get out number 2 in Vegas tonight.
I mean, there it is. The uppercut, I said before, the uppercut is the distance. He sees it, boom, on the chin. That was it. Delayed reaction, he falls down. 1, 2, heavy blows. 1, 2, ooh, so impressive. Uppercut to the dome, to the chin. He was unconscious there. He was already unconscious. And then
wow. Derek Lewis with the trademark celebration after the trademark finish things quickly, and it certainly did that.
I mean, it's such a cliche.
Full victory, Derek, the Black Beast Lewis!
Hey, man, he's called the Black Beast for a reason, Derek Lewis. No, I'm going to give credit to Batis, though. He has some power. He had Derek Lewis on his toes for about the whole first round. And even in his after interview, Lewis said, I couldn't wake up the first round. He was hitting me with jabs. He was hitting me with kicks, and I just couldn't get it together. That second round came out, bro, and Lewis was just throwing haymakers. And if you know Derek Lewis, that's what he's known for, bro. He'll knock a nigga out and then come in the after interview and be like, my balls are sweaty. I need to get in the shower. I'm hungry as hell, too. I could use some chicken. Like, he don't give no fucks. He doesn't give a damn, bro. But Derek Lewis is a beast. What did you guys take off that fight, or that fight specifically? It was a good all-around card, but what did you guys take off that fight specifically? Jello, we'll start with you.
I mean, overall, it wasn't bad. It was just taking advantage when you can. That's the big thing with fighting. Don't put your head down like that. You put your head down, you get a knee, you get a fist, you're down. So, I mean, he played it smart and he played it right. All it takes is one mistake. We've learned this ever since Ronda Rousey. Big one. All it takes is one mistake, one mess up, and you're done. So he played it. He saw the opportunity, took it, deserved that win. I mean, especially at, what is it, 36 now? That's crazy that he's knocking out dudes like that, unconscious. Not even like eyes are still open, like just out, like insane.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Tony, what did you take off that one? I don't know if you watched it or not, but what did you see off those highlights?
Jello said it best. Don't put your head down. You're gonna get caught. Dude got caught in the chin. I'm pretty sure I saw something about Lewis backing up the punches to the face on the ground. I don't remember what he said though off the top of my head.
Were those personal? Something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. He was backing up the fact that he hit him when he was on the ground, but I mean, in all reality, the ref didn't call it yet, so you got to keep going.
Well, I mean, shit. That knockout specifically, I seen it. Like, when he hit him, I was just watching or whatever, and I'm like, okay, that was a hard-ass hit to the face. And then he shoves him off of him, and that dude is just, like, clutched. So I understand that he doesn't doesn't really realize it. Like, because usually when you knock somebody out, they're like flopping back, like on their back. You know what I mean? So when someone gets knocked out and they're leaning on you still, all that weight, you're probably thinking they're still fighting you. You push him off you, you go down, you're knocking him the fuck out. But realistically, he's already asleep. He was asleep since that uppercut. So I feel you, like you both said, don't put that head down. And that, like, I don't understand how you do that in UFC. Like, how do you make it that far and do some dumb shit like that? That's like being in the NFL and being an NFL receiver and you can't catch one wide open comeback ball.
Yep.
Like, how did you make it that far and you can't do that? You know what I'm saying? So UFC Vegas 19 was intense. I believe UFC 259 is on March 11th. Israel Adesanya is fighting in that one. Peter Yan is fighting in that one. That should be a good one, so we'll be following up on that one. But right now, we're going to get into Jello's giveaway question.
All right, so this is the item that's up right here. Mari Cooper's helmet there. So whoever gets the question right first outside of the team will get this shipped out tomorrow. I got the COA. I got everything. It'll be all packed up and shipped tomorrow.
And you heard outside the team.
Yes. No people get mad because someone on the team won it. So we're not going to do anybody from the team. So let's get ready. Let's throw this question up here real quick. So it's going to be a tough one. So it's you got the multiple choice there. So the question is, what was the largest margin of victory in a game in the Super Bowl era? It happened twice. You got the answers up there, Eric?
No, not yet. Honestly, I didn't put it in here. So just give him three choices.
So we'll go A, 48, B, 59, and C, 52. And it's one of those. I'll give you about 20 seconds. No Google. Get your answers out there. First one not on the team to get the answer correct wins the helmet.
I was about to say, low-key, first one to come up in the chat with that answer is going to win that. Largest margin of victory in a Super Bowl.
Word. While they're answering.
In the Super Bowl era. So not in the Super Bowl, but in the Super Bowl era.
Regular season included.
Yep.
Real quick while they're answering, shout out my mom. I think my mom's watching.
Nice. Hi, Tony's mom.
What's up, Tony's mom? She's probably like, this fucking show sucks. No, I'm just playing. What if she had it on the big screen? She had some popcorn, some coffee. You know, she's kicking it.
Yeah, she's probably kicking it right now.
Largest margin of Super Bowl. Largest margin of victory in the Super Bowl era. I don't think a lot of people are going to know that, but that's a good one.
Right.
Honestly. We can talk about something else while they answer that or whatever, because I do want to get to another subject. Fan-controlled football. If you guys don't know what that is, which I kind of heard about it a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago, it's a new football league. It's like indoor football, but they have 4 teams. And it's like the Glacier Boys, the Zappers, the Beasts, and so there was like a Wild West team or some shit like that.
Aces.
The Aces, yeah, the Aces. So those 4 teams. It's like an indoor football arena or whatever. Marshawn Lynch is the coach of one team. Quavo owns one team. And Tony's showing it right now. There is a fan-controlled football app that you guys can go ahead and check out. And the whole point of the game is it's offense versus defense. It's like a 60-yard field. You get on the app, and the fans pick what team they want to coach, and you control the offensive plays. So it'll ask you before every play. It's like Madden. It gives you 4 plays that you can choose from. You click one, and the majority vote, that play happens, and you get like a fan score. So the better off you're coaching, the better off more plays of yours that you pick that get picked for them to run, your fan score goes up, and that potentially can win them the game. Tony's level 7. His fan score was like 1560 or something like that, which is actually very good. And his team is 2-0, which is my fan score is a little higher, but my team is 0-2. So it comes down to certain different things. You know what I mean? It's definitely interesting.
You got like trophies and stuff too.
Trophies, all that kind of stuff. It's definitely fun because the game is on when you're watching it. You know what I mean? Like when you're on the app, the game is on the top, and then you have like your plays and stuff on the bottom. So you sit there before the play when they get in the huddle. It's like, what play do you want to run? And it gives you 4 plays. Or you could pick run or pass too. So you can go between 2 different settings. You pick run, there's 4 different run plays. You pick pass, there's 4 different pass plays. The majority vote wins the play, and then you watch them run the play and see what happens. You know what I mean? So it's really cool. It's like watching a real life video game type of deal. So me and Tony were on Xbox in a party while watching it and playing or coaching our teams on our phone and stuff like that. So it was definitely cool. It was like having a headset with a rival coach. You know what I mean? Like it was fucking dope. But the concepts are all different. Like when you score, there's no PATs, there's no kickoffs, but the PAT. So I'm not going to say there's no PAT. There is point after touchdown, but it's not a field goal. There's no field goals allowed. It's literally a quarterback who takes a ball and like gets it snapped to him off his little chair. And then it's a receiver versus a DB, or a tight end versus a linebacker, or a running back versus a linebacker, something like that. You know what I mean? So it's literally just an extra point 1-on-1, and you get to pick the route that they run too. You know what I mean? So it's definitely dope. It's definitely worth checking out. Add me for the last part. What do you mean add me for the last part? Like you want the link? You want to tell a little bit about fan control football? Is that what you're talking about?
I think he's talking about the last, like the promotional stuff when we talk about Xylo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll definitely add you for that if that's what you're talking about. I was about to say I already have you on the outline and stuff for that.
Text the group chat.
I'm saying, what are you doing, boy? But dead ass, yeah, fan control football, man. I don't know exactly what days it's on. I believe they play 2 games a week, but it's definitely worth checking out. Get on with your friends, put your friends on, get in a party with them. No, I was in the party for the last part of the night. Oh, okay. You're talking about fan control football. Yes, Xylo, aka Jesse. He was on coaching against me. I fucking whooped his ass in coaching, and his team came back like 22 points and beat me. I can't take this Johnny Manziel stuff at my quarterback. You know what I mean? We need Michi in there. And speaking of Michi, Tony did retweet or tweet at Michi last night and said this man is absolutely great. Get this man on an NFL roster, which I can 100% agree with. Every quarterback that we watched last night, either they ran or they played it safe and just hit the short passes. Michi came in on the first play and was like 60 yards, boom, and put that shit right in the breadbasket. Like every pass he threw was crazy. You know what I mean? So that's definitely the quarterback to watch. He's on my team, the Zappers, unless he gets traded or something like that. There's trades that happen every week. Like a player can trade or draft another player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the tweet that he retweeted.
You're good. Definitely do. Yes, sir. Logan it's Michi, right? It's not Marchi. Is it Michi? Marchi, okay. Logan Marchi, bro. Definitely add him on social media. Check him out on Fan Control Football. This man is definitely a different kind of quarterback in that league. We love watching him. I love coaching him. Nothing against Johnny Manziel, but it's just different. It's just different with him in there. It doesn't look like. Oh, Jesse said I called the game-winning play. Man, fuck that play. It doesn't look like no one got the giveaway prize, so we'll continue on with the show. But if nothing, we'll try again next week. But let's talk about something a little bit different before we get going. The NBA standings, man. We don't talk about NBA too much, but when we do, we like to get right into it, man. So the NBA standings, I believe this is the West, different divisions, different
East.
Yeah. Oh, this is the East. Yep. So Philadelphia is leading the East. It looks like at 20-10, and these are all current. I literally got these pictures off of ESPN last night. So, and we'll talk about the games that are played today too. So give it 1 second. So Philadelphia is leading with Brooklyn in second, and then the rest down from there is pretty close between Boston, Milwaukee, Charlotte, stuff like that. So it'll be an interesting East finale, especially because it's coming up on the All-Star break and stuff like that. It's getting to the halfway point in the year, so it'll be interesting to see. The West, it looks like the Clippers and the Lakers are tied for the lead. Where are the Nuggets? 16-13. You guys aren't looking too good, but I don't see the Nuggets falling off the wagon or anything like that. No disrespect to the Nuggets, but I like the Nuggets team. So I think you guys will get your shit together. But you guys are in a hard division if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like the teams in your guys' division are the teams that been catching everyone's attention this year. Portland, Utah, Oklahoma City's been pretty decent the last couple games. Minnesota hasn't been decent, but Jesus Christ, if you guys didn't see that Anthony Edwards dunk, go over to social media, check that out. I didn't clip it.
Murder.
That was nuts on Watanabe.
There's your parlay for tonight, featured by Pickwise.com. You can do that on any of the casino apps, but there's the pick of the day. That's the website that I use.
You got Celtics to win. Here, I'll read them real quick. You got Boston Celtics to win, -2.5 point spread, which is a decent point spread. Who do they play? The
Pelicans.
New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah.
Ooh, I got the Pelicans.
No way, you're crazy.
Yo, they got no big men to guard Zion or Steve.
Bro, yes we do. Calm down.
Calm
down. What up, Tracy's World? Shout out to you, man. Hello, welcome to the podcast.
That's my mother.
Hey, she said, "What's the Tony's mom?" Orlando Magic winning -2 point spread, which is nice. They play the Detroit Pistons. I like that, and they're at home. You got the New York Knicks winning over the Minnesota Timberwolves -2.5 point spread, which actually I like that too. The New York Knicks are not the best team, but neither are the Minnesota Timberwolves. You got the Atlanta Hawks winning +3 point spread over the Nuggets.
This is not me. This is not me.
Okay, I was like, what? You took
Nuggets are winning. Hawks are like
so the Nuggets need to, or so Atlanta needs to lose by 3 or less to win that bet.
Okay. I don't see that happening. I was about to say I see the Nuggets honestly beating them by about 15 to 25.
I'm calling it now. We're gonna have 3 over 25 point scores tonight.
These are your payouts, by the way.
Name them. Name the 3. Jello, I want to hear them.
Jokic, Murray, Michael Porter Jr. tonight. I think.
You think MPJ is scoring 50?
No, over 25.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
No, not 50. No, over 25. All 3 of them.
Murray just had a 50 piece.
Yeah, he did. That's probably why I was thinking that. Honestly,
he was on.
Pick me up the big screen.
You're right. My bad.
He was literally 50 points off 22 of 25 shooting, 84%. First person since Chamberlain to do that with no free throws. It was wild.
It'll be interesting. And if you guys are interested in watching some NBA basketball today, here are your guys' today's games. So Celtics play the Pelicans today at 1:30, and this is all Colorado time, so Mountain time. Celtics play the Pelicans at 1:30. Thunder play the Cavaliers at 5. Timberwolves play the Knicks at 5. Pistons play the Magic at 5. 76ers play the Raptors, which will be a decent game. That's at 5. Nuggets play the Hawks at 5:30, which I'm definitely tuning into that. Clippers play the Nets, which that's top of the league right there. Yeah, they got Nets at 4.5 point spread or -4.5 point spread. That's at 6. And then Kings and Bucks play tonight at 7. And they have Milwaukee at a -10.5 point spread on that.
Yep.
That is crazy because I'm not going to say like the Kings are good, but Milwaukee is not that great either, bro.
So what are we putting down on this Celtics game? Because I'll take Pelicans in this.
That's a great bet because I'm definitely willing to take it. What do you want to? You want to put a shirt on it?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
All right, shirt. If you win, you get it for free. If I win, you got to pay for it.
Got it. That works.
All right, we'll both be tuning into that game, talking about that one tonight. But that is the NBA standings. We're going to get it to the end of this show. We want to talk about something coming up on next week. Next week's guest is the writer for Cleveland Sports Talk, Natalie Portman. She talks about everything Cleveland, everything Ohio State, everything Browns, everything Cincinnati Bengals, everything Indians, everything in that Cleveland area, everything in the Ohio area. She writes about, she talks about. She's definitely active on Twitter. She's definitely active on all social media. So definitely check her out. She's definitely going to be interesting to talk to next weekend. We just talked to an Oregon player. She's an Ohio State writer. Oregon plays Ohio State week 2 this year. I'm definitely asking her about that. We're not going to make it all about that, but I'm definitely popping that question out. So stay tuned next week for that one. When we talk to the writer for Cleveland Sports Talk, Natalie Portman, it'll be interesting to pick her mind on what's going on with Cleveland, whether it's the Browns, whether it's Ohio State, whether it's Cincinnati Bengals. I'm interested to talk to her about it. There's a lot of stuff going on in Ohio right now, so it'll be really interesting. You guys got anything to say about her? You guys going to ask her some risky-ass questions next week?
Dude, I can finally talk to someone who will agree with me on how good Baker Mayfield actually is. You guys catch a lot of hate, but I'll have someone to back me up next week with it.
Tony, it's going to be a team thing next week, and I feel it. Me and you shitting on Baker. No, I'm just playing. I was about to say, me and Tony are usually winners, so y'all don't want that fight. Y'all don't want that fight, for real, for real. But after
You can call Baker Mayfield on here if you want.
And
I'm down. Let's do let's
dude,
start tweeting
what if she has some connects like that?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because even today's interview with Spencer Webb, everybody he was talking about, whether it was Jalen Redd or Justin Herbert or Big Mac, I know all those players like clockwork. You know what I mean? Big Mac's going to NFL. Troy Dye is coming back. Jalen Redd's coming back for his 5th year. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit that's going on in the Oregon world that I understand. That was such a cool interview to understand and talk to him about. So I'm really excited to, especially for you, Jello. Like you said, you like Baker, and you're excited to talk to someone who will actually agree with you on a lot of this. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to get into her mind, see what she thinks about a couple subjects. But it'll be fun, man. That's next weekend, talking to Natalie Portman, writer of Cleveland Sports Talk. So it'll be interesting. But let's get into these promotions, bro. We're getting to the end of the Ricky Podcast, episode 33. I want to say a big shout out to YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Big shout out to YouTube. Without you, none of our videos and images tonight would be possible. So definitely go to YouTube. We post our videos on YouTube. We get all of our highlights and stuff from YouTube. We make a special game video for YouTube. So definitely sure to YouTube, give them a big shout out. So thank you, YouTube, for that. Big shout out to Twitch. Big shout out to Twitch. Thank everybody over at Twitch and the Twitch family for allowing us here at the 3T Podcast to present our sports content and allowing us to reach a great fan base we never thought was possible, which includes everyone watching this. Everyone watching this on Twitch, thank you guys. Everyone controlling Twitch, thank you guys. Your guys' platform is definitely one that we needed to get this podcast off the ground. So we highly appreciate you guys. So thanks, Twitch. Shout out Facebook, man. We've been doing this on Facebook for about 4 or 5 weeks now. Thank you, Facebook, for giving us a different platform to reach fans and potential haters. Without you, there is no us, to be honest. We reach a lot of viewers on Facebook, a lot of shares on Facebook. We go in a lot of different chats and channels and stuff like that on Facebook. So big shout out to Facebook and Facebook Live for giving us a different platform to reach fans and haters. Without you, there is no us. Jesse. Big shout out to Silo Graphic Designing Company, baby. You already know what it is. Big shout out to my guy Jesse over at the Silo Graphic Design Company for great entrance, highlight, and Jason videos. Those videos and images make the podcast top-notch. We love having you as a partner and partner of the team. So keep grinding. We'll get you on here every week, you know what I mean? We'll get your stuff out there. Definitely should go over to Zylo's Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that, and check his content out. And this one's for all of you guys over here at the team. I appreciate it. Thanks to my guys behind the scenes, which includes my manager, my statistical analysis, my mod, my podcast graphic designer, my boys on the co-host side, and me over on the host side. I appreciate all of you. Without us, there is no Ritzy Podcast, straight up. The Ritzy Podcast manager, mod, statistical analysis behind the scenes don't nearly get enough credit for how much they work to put into the show each week. So thank you, boys. Your grind is not going unnoticed. I appreciate you for real. You're a genius. That's to you, Justin. That's to you, Jason. You're a genius. You're a genius, bro. And a big shout out to my boy Spencer Webb, man. Thank you, Spencer Webb, tight end of the Oregon Ducks football team, for a great interview. Me as a Ducks fan couldn't have had a better guest to answer some questions that we had. So thank you truly. We appreciate it over here at the 3T Podcast. We hope to have you back on soon, bro. And we'll be watching you this season. It'll be interesting to see what you do and what you work on and how your game changes, man. He gave us some great answers, so it'll be interesting to see how those answers transition to his game this year. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. But that is the 3T Podcast, episode 33. I am your host, Eric Holmes, along with my co-host, Tony K. Jello Rexroad. We got anything else to say before we bounce out of here?
We appreciate everybody watching out there. Thank you. This giveaway will go up next Sunday as well. So make sure you get another hit. All I have to do is get that answer and so let's do it.
That ass, Tony, you got anything for us?
No, I'm good. Thanks for watching, guys.
This man said I'm keeping it short and slight. We're saying Toodaloo, motherfucker. That ass, stay tuned. We'll show you guys our exit video presented to you by Silo graphic design company, man. See you guys next Sunday, February 28th, 2021 at 9 a.m. We will have a new guest on. We'll be talking about some new stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Rick T Podcast, episode 33. We appreciate you guys so much. We are out of here. Peace.
I dreamt about that the other night. I dreamt it was me. Like, I had a helmet on and I was in a Browns jersey and someone was like, and I fucking literally just slid in there and I was like, ah! And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit. I was like, babe.
Yo, who told us we ain't gonna win, man? Really? He's a bozo. A fucking bozo. Really? Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on a 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah, I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Some niggas mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. He's got red like this. One thing got to the hills, I feel righteous. New feet for the mills, for the real priceless. New feet can't kill what's still private. I'm like this. Double it up, did it. Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business. Whole team got wins in the world still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on a 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah, hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on
Jones it on back, fake to Jones. Rodgers deep drop looking. Pops it over the left side. Devontae wide open. Outside the number 20. Cuts it back to the end zone. High stepping. Touchdown. Devontae launches down the middle. Hill. Open.
I've been holding it down and I go it again and again. Who is the dummy that died? I'm the coldest around, but he falling again and again. I'm in the what? I'm in the day. I'm doing 30 on 30 and up. You in the what? You in the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. You with us or what? Keep it running. We did a lot for the